And now, on with the show.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Good Real Hunting, where we hunt for the good reels so you do not have to. I am the BrettMan, and welcome to the third part of the BrettMan birthday watch-along series that I am doing to help celebrate 32 years of the BrettMan. And I want to bring on special guests, Flopbusters of Tony and Gabe. So, gentlemen, how are you all doing?
We're doing great, man. Thanks for having us on.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I'm happy to have you guys on since y'all, again, giving me the honor and the privilege to be on your all's channel to talk about summer horror. And then we kind of made fun of with the whole Karate Kid thing like a couple of streams ago. I'm like, let's freaking do this. So I'm going to let y'all explain to the chat as they're rolling in, why have y'all picked Karate Kid for the movie for us to watch? As part of what I'm doing with the special guests, I'm letting them choose the movies because sometimes I can be a nice guy like that. So, guys, why Karate Kid?
Because we had this huge discussion to this day, in fact, that Tony believes for some weird reason that Daniel LaRusso is the actual good guy in this movie, where I believe that the movie should be about Johnny Lawrence and how he was the one he's the victim. Johnny Lawrence is the victim of this movie. So this is our whole discussion. Like we don't fight on anything except the Karate Kid.
Yeah. The Karate Kid is honestly, it's one of my favorite movies growing up. It's one of my favorite movies, period. So Gabe is on crazy pills, and anybody else out there there's been this whole narrative within the past 10 years, I want to say, that Johnny Lawrence is suddenly the good guy. I'm sorry, Johnny Lawrence was using karate for evil. He was beating up little kids around the beach and shopping malls and stuff, and he still does to this day. And the dude's a total loser. So Daniel LaRusso is a good old Italian kid from Jersey, lives with his mom. And overall, honestly, it's one of my favorite movies. So it's going to be fun to debate and talk about this and break it down. And then I got a couple of interesting facts about the production of the movie that we can talk about too. So it's going to be very exciting.
Well, awesome. Unfortunately, Tony, I am on Gabe on this one. If Johnny Lawrence is indeed the Karate Kid, and I'll go more into it why. You brought up some little good points. I'm excited to hear more from your perspective. While me and gang, I know, I'm sorry, it's going to be 2-on-1, unless if we got people in the chat tonight.
I win because Daniel wins, and you guys are just watching movies wrong.
It's a gangbang.
Well, okay, Ben. All right, but you know what? I'm going to push Paul, or we're going to pause this for a minute. I'm going to put a poll up on this. Are you all team Danielson or are you team Johnny? That's what I'm getting ready to put in the poll right now. So give me one moment as I do that. Talk about your guys' channel of Flopbuster.
You want to go ahead, Gabe?
Well, our show is basically we like to do out of the theater instant reviews when we can. And for the most part, we're just big movie buffs. We enjoy all genres. Rom-coms are my bread and butter. And, Tony likes, indie house type of movies. So, but we like everything else in between. And we try to review and try to keep an open mind about different types of topics for it.
Yeah. And ultimately, I think when we used to do the show and we talk about bad movies, it gets a little daunting because you're just talking about terrible movies all the time. But that's where the name comes from. But when we came back in January, I pretty much wanted to revamp the show. I don't know if you guys ever heard of the Schmoes Know movie show. That was I used to be a huge fan of them back in the day, back in 2012 and on. And it's pretty much this talk show where they talk about movies and have guests and their friends on. And it's just a laid back conversation where everybody is enjoying and talking about the one thing that they love, and that's film. And same thing with Double Toasted too. I look up to those guys. So that's where we wanted to take the show, was just us here talking movies, bringing on people like you, Brett, or Destiny, and having all these different guests on, and that we have this shared love of film and all the movies coming out today. So,
Man, that's awesome. I guess that's what like gravitated me towards your guys' channel, because you all kind of remind me of what me and Brad and our message is about. It's just
Yeah.
creating a safe space and just talk about what everybody loves. Could be horror movies, it could be karate movies, it could be drama movies, it could be whatever we want it to be. We just want to create that safe space, or just if you need an hour of your day just to get out of real life and just to enjoy it like a space, just to talk about movies. That's what we're all about. And when I see you all pretty much doing the exact same thing, that's why y'all automatically gave my support. So I support you guys absolutely. And anybody in the chat who has not subscribed to Flopbuster, please do it, because they do incredible work on their channel.
Thanks, man. We're excited. This is gonna be especially with the Karate Kid. It's gonna be a fun episode. I think some good friendly debates are gonna kick off here.
Oh, yeah, and I'll keep on checking the poll as we're going with the show. But before we get to the movie fact card, I want to see who all is in the chat. Toronto Freddy, wax on, wax off, abso-freaking-lutely. And there's my co-host, Brad. What's going on? Just causing shit over here. My name is Brett. Morbius is my favorite Marvel movie. Julian, what's going on, my friend? Where's Jaden Smith? You know, good question. Yeah, Rock Karate Kid.
Dre-san.
For a second, I thought we were going to watch that one.
Oh my gosh. Actually, I don't have a problem with that movie either, but it's just it's not Karate Kid. It's supposed to be called Kung Fu Kid.
He should have been the Kung Fu Kid, and that was the original title. They changed it back to the Karate Kid.
I guess they just want to freaking steal the name of it and make money off it.
Yeah.
Brad's Brad, dude, it's all about Danielson. So he is Team Danielson. And Toronto Frey said Johnny is definitely the villain of this movie, but it's because of Kreese. And you know what? Dadgummit, Toronto, that is actually going to be one of my defending points of Johnny Lawrence right there. It's all about Kreese. Kreese is the true villain of this movie.
It's true.
And Danielson. Yeah. So let's see here. All right. Let's go ahead and go over these movie fact cards, and we'll play the movie. Let me get that comment out real quick. Oh, hey, what's up, Adrian James? How are you doing? I am doing pretty good. Thank you. Let's see here. The Karate Kid came out on June the 22nd of 1984 with a 7.3 out of 10 on IMDb, 3.7 out of 5 on Letterboxd, with most of the folks coming in at 4 out of 5, 89 from the Tomato Meter, and 82 from the audience. With an $8 million budget, 91 million of the U.S. domestic box office, and a wide release, which it wasn't a big wide release. It's 91 million as well. It's directed by John G. Avildsen. I am terrible with names, so I apologize if I screwed that up. And then, of course, we got Ralph Macchio, Pat Morita, William Zabka, and Martin Cove. Hopefully, I can do those names right. Guys, anything you all noticed from the movie facts here?
I was about 10 months old when the movie came out.
Nice.
I was not even born.
Yeah, I was -6 around this time. So.
Yeah, no. John G. Avildsen, man, he's a great director. He was directed the first Rocky, so he'll always have my support for sure.
Oh man, so that is probably why I gravitated to this movie too, of like just like developing a character, just because of that Rocky experience. Okay, so that is awesome to know.
It's got the same composer too, and Bill Conti. I mean, if you notice, a lot of the same guys that worked on the first Rocky movie. So similar story.
That's awesome. And then what's up, Mel from My Killer Podcast? She was on last night with me and Bacon doing American Psycho, which, by the way, happy birthday to American Psycho today.
Yes. Great
and
movie.
Then, oh yeah, it's so damn good. It was my first watch last night. Rock and Roger, what's going on? Saw this in 84. I was 13. Hell yeah, I bet that was a fun theater experience. And then, of course, Brad is absolutely loves Rocky, so he's just getting his Rocky shout out real quick. So, gentlemen, are you about ready to play?
We're ready. Yeah. Let's do this.
All right, guys in the chat. I'm watching this on Amazon, so I'm around 3 seconds. Is there a way you all to look to see where kind of like you guys are at, so we can let the people in the chat know?
I'm on my Blu-ray right now. I'm at the moment where it says Columbia
You
Pictures.
gotta hit info.
Oh wait, if I hit info, Gabe says, "Let me see." I don't even think I have a fucking info thing. Here, I'll let you do it. See if you could get it.
Yeah.
Options?
No.
No.
Hold on.
And as of right now, with 8 votes, Danielson is winning 75% out of 25.
Oh, actually, you know what? I think it's if. Honestly, I don't know. But
no, that's okay.
okay.
It's okay. We're pretty much at the point where the Colombian lady is on
Yeah.
it. So that's pretty much where we're at. Oh, what's up, Ross? How are you doing, buddy? Watch 1, 2, and 3 and then Cobra Kai. Yeah, absolutely. Even though the 4th one, I think that's just okay. But yeah, not worth really mentioning. No offense to Hilary Swank, but
I think she's coming back. From what I heard, to Cobra Kai. They had made the creators teased her for next season.
I've heard this as well.
Yeah, I have no problem with her coming back either. I'd say if you're going to bring all the other characters back, why not her? So I have no issue with that whatsoever. And Julian says, iCarly won Best TV Show over Cobra Kai. What BS?
What award show? The Kids' Choice Award?
Yeah.
Lucky guess.
Listen, Julian, I don't need you to defend iCarly. iCarly is iconic, all right?
Iconic. So, guys, I'm ready to do this. So I'm going to count down to 5. And people in the chat, I'm watching the chat on my phone, so I'm not going to forget about you guys. So just bear with me on that. So, all right, here we go. I'm going to count down to 5, and when I say play, we hit play. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and play. All righty.
Does anybody know who the Columbia Pictures lady is?
I think it is actually it's Barbara Streisand's mom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. See, I never knew that.
No, I'm just kidding. I have no idea who it is. I'm sure there's some crazy story behind it.
Because I've always wondered, like, which famous actress that is. Because I could have sworn it's the freaking girl from The Wizard of Oz, but
Judy Garland. Yeah, I doubt it.
God, have y'all watched that episode yet on Cursed Films on Shudder?
I have not, but I talked to people who have, and I mean, there's a bunch of crazy stories on.
It was such a good episode.
I mean, she was like drugged and like hit on, and a bunch of other crazy things.
She got molested by the Oompa Loompas. Wait, that wrong movie.
That's the wrong movie.
Whatever, the dwarves.
Yeah, the Munchkin Land. Yeah, the king of Munchkin Land. He was a sick fuck, man.
I'm pretty sure the Oompa Loompas molested somebody too.
Mike TV.
Yeah. Dude, that and the freaking witch like just got so hated on by all the kids and all that. They couldn't separate reality with film. So like I felt bad for the girl that played the witch. The Wicked Witch of the West.
So I don't know if you guys know this, but Ralph Macchio is not the only choice for the Karate Kid, the true Karate Kid. There's a list of actors. I just wanted to read it off because I found this to be interesting, and it's a lot of the same guys that would have been up for this role. So Sean Penn, Robert Downey Jr., Charlie Sheen, Nicolas Cage, and even Tom Cruise were all up for Daniel Weber. Daniel LaRusso, the name didn't change until Ralph Macchio was cast, and it was clear that they would be an Italian kid from New Jersey. So. It would have been interesting to see Nicolas Cage as the Karate Kid.
God, and to see Ralph outbeat all of those amazing actors is crazy.
It is, yeah. But he was truly one of a kind, man. He had a charisma about him that felt real.
So
yeah, charisma to stir shit up.
The Outsiders movie?
The Outsiders was the reason I think they saw a cut of The Outsiders. And that's when they made their final decision, and then they changed the last name and the backstory of the character as well. But the movie is based on right now we're at written by Robert Caden. It's based off his life. The writer of the movie, he got bullied in school, and I think at like the New York Fair, and he took up karate lessons from this old Japanese dude.
Oh man, see that's cool shit.
They did a lot of cool things with this movie that they did.
So, as a kid, I mean, I took karate lessons and I got up to a yellow belt, but then I had to quit. All right, so this is an embarrassing story. I quit because I entered into a tournament and I got my ass kicked by a girl. She
oh no,
kicked me right in the stomach, and my dad, being that machismo Mexican dad, was like, "All right, you're out of karate. You got your ass kicked by a girl."
It was a lucky shot.
So
she was using the crane.
Karate career.
Okay, was she using the crane?
No.
It's apparently to you guys, it's an illegal move.
It is an illegal move.
It is an illegal move. That's why I asked. So
it's not illegal. You think Mr. Miyagi would teach somebody that?
Of course.
But in Cobra Kai, Johnny Lawrence explains why it's such an illegal move.
Johnny Lawrence is like beating up kids at strip malls.
Well, I don't blame him. He got robbed of his childhood.
That's true. That is true. Ralph Macchio, I believe, was already in his 20s when he did this, but he looks so young in this.
He looks almost 30.
He was 30 by Karate Kid 3. He was 30 years old.
Yeah.
He was playing a dude like 2 years out of high school.
That's insane. Like, because he doesn't even look that age.
He doesn't age. He's 60, I believe, but the dude still looks like he's 30.
God, that's checking the chat real quick.
Cross country trips there from New Jersey to California.
Yeah.
Oh, Julian says it was a Kid Choice Awards for iCarly over Cobra Kai. That makes more sense.
My question is, why was he watching the Kids' Choice Awards?
You weren't watching them?
I was not watching. I didn't get the memo that it was a show that was hot right now.
Listen, next year we're gonna go live with the Flopbuster Awards for the 20.
Well, let's do it. Do the Flopbuster Movie Awards.
Oh hell yeah! That is, I will tune into that. So
yeah, it's a must now. We got to do it.
And then Robert Long, what's going on, my friend? Larry B. Scott, who played Jerry on The Karate Kid, he could show up on Cobra Kai. He very well could.
I think it's awesome that Ralph Macchio is getting his time to shine. Yeah, no, he's one of my favorites.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember him being on an episode of Psych, and I thought he was great on that episode. Let's see.
Well,
oh, what's up, Cole?
I see Ralph Macchio on something.
Yeah, it's like a long lost like cousin or uncle.
Cole, what's going on, my friend? I had to take karate lessons, so Brett wouldn't pick on me. Cole, shut the hell up. I didn't pick on you. Brad picked on me. I had to take karate. Yeah, that's a funny story. Brad used to pick on me, and then now we're best friends. So that doesn't make sense.
You grew up together?
See, even the dog is scared of Daniel LaRusso.
I think Daniel just like intimidates people just because he's that charismatic and nice. So they're just like automatically people are afraid of what they don't understand. Like Johnny, he's very simple like that.
Oh, well, people don't understand Johnny either. He had a tough childhood coming up, like with his dad and a bad influence on a teacher of Mr. John Kreese.
His mom was from what I've seen got around until she ended up with a rich guy, and then the guy hated him.
That's true. His mom did get around.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, and just stay at one place and create that consistency.
So it becomes the age-old question: nature versus nurture. And Johnny Lawrence was not nurtured as a child, so he just took it by his nature of what he did. He is a product of his environment.
It's
Johnny's a product of rich white dudes mad that the world was given to them. He had everything he wanted. He had G.I. Joe toys. He didn't want
that. The
guy had a moped. He had a moped. He had a little motorcycle game.
Family. He wanted to be loved. He never felt loved.
He had a little motorcycle game.
Even in Cobra Kai, he wants love. All this man wants is love.
Daniel LaRusso can't even afford proper clothing. The shirt he's wearing is sizes too small. He's just got
he wants to show off his like skinny 30-year-old arms.
Do you think he was shaving?
He's 30 years old, and look at the size of those arms.
Do you think he was shaving his armpits?
Of course.
What?
Everybody's got a manscape once in a while, but it's a little strange.
You don't shave your armpits?
If I'm 30 years old playing a 17-year-old, I guess I would too.
I'm almost 40 and I shave my
Yeah, how
armpits.
much? Like, how old
More
was
aerodynamic.
Johnny Lawrence or William in this movie?
I think he was the age. He's a few years younger, so he's probably around the age that Johnny would be. I'm guessing around 19, 20 years old, I would say.
See, he
He's
needs to
significantly
pick
younger
on
than
somebody
Ralph
his own
Macchio.
age.
We got Gabe checking on that right
Yeah,
now.
I'm going to check on that right now.
Then there's our boy, Mr. Miyagi.
Fun fact about Pat Morita: he was not liked for this role. He auditioned like a handful of times, and he was lobbying for the part. They thought he was too California for the part. He's a good old California guy. Stand-up comedy, obviously Arnold from Happy Days. It wasn't until he put on the accent and submitted an audition tape with the accent and the beard that they said, all right, this guy's Mr. Miyagi. The person that they wanted for the role couldn't even speak English. He was from Seven Samurai.
Oh no. And that's what amazes me, because I thought he always talked like that. And I saw him talk normal. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah,
this is
he
Mr.
just seems
Miyagi?
like a dude that, yeah.
So Johnny Lawrence was 19 when this movie came out.
Figured.
So he would have been 18 while they shot.
See, then pick on somebody your own age.
Hey, Billy Zabka was a big kid, though. They said that he knew how to wrestle. He was a wrestler when we auditioned for the part, and he's significantly larger than Ralph Macchio. So they were worried about
Ralph
that
was
too.
actually 23 when they
He was
shot
23.
22.
Oh wow!
All right, so look, this is the first scene. So here's a Karate Kid showing off his soccer skills. All right, showing off that he could
How do
bounce
you
a
get sweaty
soccer.
so quickly?
On somebody else's girl, by the way, which, by the way, Elizabeth Shue, absolutely beautiful.
She is. She's honestly at Adventures in Babysitting. That was the first crush right there. That movie. It's a legendary film.
Mm-hmm. And back in the day, where real men wear short shorts.
Also, how would he have known that Johnny had just taken a break with Allie at this point? There's no way he would have known that.
Well, apparently Ralph didn't read what we call the bro code.
He asked
Johnny. Johnny isn't even like a flicker of existence in his mind, in Danny Boy's mind at this point. He had no idea he even exists.
Oh, he's about to know, and about to know in the wrong way.
That guy looks familiar.
Let me get the
That
chat
guy.
real quick.
That guy
go
right
ahead.
there gets killed off in Friday the 13th, Part 6 in the van.
Which one?
The dude with the headband. He's the one that's listening. He just had sex.
Dude, yes, it is, because I recognize the nose.
Yes, it was the nose. He wears the best crop tops in the entire franchise.
Oh my god, that's so cool. Even though he had that fake sex scene during Jason Part 6, but
he did.
What's up, Flame for Fluff? Daniel was a little whiny bitch. He deserved everything that he got. Yeah. My man. Brother Fluff. And Mia, what's going on? I've never seen this movie, but I'm here for all the spoilers. Yeah, she came to the right place. We got experts of the Karate Kid, and we're just here to have a good time. And there's our boy, freaking Johnny Lawrence, just living wild and free, minding his own damn business.
You got that Michael Jackson jacket.
They're rich, privileged hoodlums. I mean, they're wearing synchronized jackets with each. They're all matching jackets. They all have the same colored hair. I think they planned it. They're up to no good at this point.
Oh, well, no, come on. Like, we had that one episode, Cobra Kai, where they had that reunion. And it was a very nice reunion.
It was a nice reunion. That was a very sweet. I love Cobra Kai. It's honestly.
And that is their friendship. And that friendship got ruined because of this little instance right here. Even though that was a horrible kick by Elizabeth Shue right there.
Johnny shouldn't have smashed the radio.
Oh, yeah, unnecessarily smashed. Oh, wait, actually, wait a minute. I got to see this again. I got to see if it's a logical purpose of smashing the radio.
Listen, Daniel couldn't just stand there and watch that happen. That's what a good guy would step in and be like, you can't be doing stuff like that.
But he should be minding his own business. It was an A-B conversation. He should have seen his way out of it.
Right.
Billy Boy, William Zabka, Johnny's got to know his own strength. He's like 4 times bigger than Daniel.
It's only a 4-year difference.
He's a big dude though. Look at him.
Look, Danny went after him for a fight. Johnny's just blocking.
Yeah, he's just defending his honor and
he's just
defending
blocking.
his girl. And plus, here's the deal. All this could have been avoided if she would have just talked to Johnny. That's all he wanted to do. He just wanted to talk.
Johnny is letting his anger get the best of him.
That's because of bad teaching by Mr. Kreese.
Look at that. That's a cheap shot on by Daniel right there.
Yeah, what? Oh my God, what a little bitch.
Daniel just cheap shotted him right in the face.
He just swept his leg like 7 times.
He didn't sweep him. That was a block. That wasn't a sweep.
Come on. He had to do something. You can't just walk off the beach in your own feelings. You got to get at least one shot in, and that's what he did.
No.
Actually, this is a good point by Toronto Freddy. BrettMan, if Cobra Kai didn't exist, you would be seeing a different tune. I'm not so sure about that. I would say Cobra Kai helps with some details of why I like Johnny, but like I've for some reason always been a Johnny guy.
As I've gotten older, I've become a Johnny guy. Before I was like Tony, Danny was the hero. And then as you grow older, you really look at the world through Johnny's eyes. Like the world is out to get you.
Without the backstory of Cobra Kai, you would have no idea that his life is so shitty up until this point. I mean, I guess you would. I guess if you're a bully, your life must be shitty.
Well, and Karate Kid 3, when Mr. Kreese was putting his hands all over Johnny after he lost, you kind of figure at that Johnny didn't have it easy.
That's true.
God, look at those bland eggs. Missing salt and pepper.
Those look severely undercooked, and I would throw up.
Mrs. Russo's trying, right? It's probably an old family tradition.
Those Italians don't know how to cook.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. If they're Italians,
peppers in the eggs, so that's why.
Oh, pepper and I would even say onion for the texture.
Yeah, that's an Italian tradition right there. Pepper and eggs.
It's missing some chorizo and eggs.
She's not the craft services people made these, not her.
I've been recently liking chorizo, so okay, I'm a fan of chorizo.
It's good stuff.
Look at Daniel. He's just trying to play cool right now. He's even being disobedient towards his mom. He's the kid with a bad attitude.
And now he's a liar.
Yeah, and he's wearing that ugly flannel shirt right there.
The guy, he's had it rough. He's only been here for a day. He's been here for a day.
And he's hitting on somebody else's girl. And he picked a fight. He got into the middle of two lovers quarreling. You never do that.
So this song, Cruel Summer, was like a huge hit for the movie.
Mm-hmm.
It was like top of the charts.
And I even hear this is the same school they used for Freddy's Revenge of Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2. Is that true? I've always because the schools look really similar.
I mean, it's possible. And that's something we would have to look up.
See, look again. Johnny's minding his own business, and Daniel's just staring a hole at his soul.
Right. Look, he's laughing, looking at his buddy's motorcycle.
They're plotting the next kid they're gonna beat up.
Toronto Freddy's calling BS on my statement. Oh, Evan, Flamethrower Flesh says, bunch of blonde hair, violent people in matching uniforms corrupted by their authority figure. I'm just saying. Exactly. And we're going to get to Mr. Kreese here in a little bit.
Somebody's saying it is the same school in the chat. Yeah.
Oh, yes, Brett. Yeah, and that's from Toronto Freddy. He is an expert on all things of Nightmare on Elm Street, so I'm glad he said something. But yes, it is the same school. Hell yeah. And then Toronto Freddy also... Actually, sorry, Robert Long says John Kreese could be in jail with Dutch from the last episode of Cobra Kai. Yeah.
What is up with Daniel's sweater? What happened to it?
It's that cutoff stuff, I guess.
How did he have time? He just got here. How did he have time to do all that?
Okay,
and I'll have school.
I know she's beautiful, but I'll be honest with you. I think she's a villain too, because again, all Johnny wanted to do was talk, and she intentionally kicked that soccer ball, and then she just escalated a situation that could be handled civilly.
Allie's just keeping her options open, I think, at this point.
Oh my gosh! So she's just like, okay, who can impress me the most?
Yeah, just playing the field. Oh wow! Flamethrower Fluff saying this was also in summer school. It's a movie that we just covered on the channel. I did. Yeah, it seems like a similar school.
Didn't Dutch die? I'm trying to remember who Dutch was.
One of them was sick in the show, right?
Yes. Yes. That was from. I want to say season 2, where that storyline happened.
Season 2, yeah. See, I mean, come on, the guy's just playing Copper. And Bobby here. Bobby's the biggest bitch on Johnny's Cobra Kai team. He's just the biggest crap talker. Put him in a body bag, all those things, but he does nothing throughout the whole movie.
Yeah, but look at his.
He looks
look at Daniel's anger though. Like he needs the.
Bobby looks like he's gonna star as Luke Skywalker in the Star Wars porno parody.
But like that was a legal slide to kick the ball. It wasn't dirty soccer play.
And Daniel just needs to learn how to control his temper.
Daniel at this point is he's having it rough. Like I said, this is not.
Who doesn't have?
This is not the way. This is not the way he expected the first day.
This is not the way you compose yourself in public. See, now he's being the aggressor, trying to learn karate
out of a book.
Yeah. Before Do It for Karate for Dummies was created.
Yes.
See, look, he's not even in good shape right now.
He's being picked on. He's got a black eye. You know, his mom's not making great breakfast food.
It goes back to my thing that I said in our show. I forget which episode it was. It was the 80s episode. Why is everybody in the 80s so damn sweaty?
Because it was hot. It's California.
Like every single 80s movie, everybody has like sweat running down their back, their fronts, their arms, their head. It's like sweat everywhere.
Well, there was, I think I mentioned it. I know guys like Stallone had oil boys. So they had guys that they hired, and you'd grease up Stallone before a take. You'd just rub oil all over his body. So that was a big thing in the 80s. So I'm not sure if Ralph Macchio had an oil boy too, but that was something that they would do. So,
sorry. Who serves hot dog and rice at a school?
That's better than the cafeteria food I had at my high school.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We had that basic like milk, whatever, chicken sandwich, milk, chicken sandwich, corn.
Surprised me.
Yeah, surprised me.
Did y'all at least have PCO?
What is that?
Piece of corn okra.
No.
What? Really? Damn,
No.
that was like our big thing on Fridays. Every Friday at my school, it was PCO, piece of corn and okra.
No, we had the French bread pizza thing that they would concoct together.
On Fridays, they used to get Pizza Hut on Fridays for us.
What? Damn.
I
went to
a high school that had Chick-fil-A though at one point.
Okay, now that's just rubbing it in. I love Chick-fil-A.
Well, see, my high school was an all-boy Catholic high school, so it was private. So they could afford Pizza Hut Fridays.
Okay.
They would just have like the delivery driver come in like every 30 minutes with like stacks of pizza because they're feeding 500, 600 kids.
If I were to school, I'd be a reward member and get all those free rewards.
Do you guys remember the Book It program that Pizza Hut had?
The which program?
The Book It, where you would get free pizza for reading like certain amount of books.
I've heard about that.
I think it was still around for a little bit.
Was it?
Yeah. Well, I remember they had like did they still do box tops or whatever? Off the cereal box, you cut off the.
It's all digital now.
It's all digital.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Uh-oh. There's our sensei, Mr. Crease. Oh, and Mel, thank you so much for coming by. Got to go, guys. Enjoyed the show. Thank you so much. And let's see here. And gentlemen, the answer to your question is cocaine from Flame for a Fluff of why they're always so sweaty.
That's got to be the answer for it.
And Flame for a Fluff, what stunt double are you in this movie? Because he said in the last movie of American Psycho that he was the ass double of Christian Bale.
Who was the S double of Christian Bale?
No, it was a joke. Flame for a Fluff's a joke around in the chat. And that's what he said last night.
I mean, come on. At this point, they're stalking him. I mean, he's just eating with his mom across the street, this diner.
Across the street from their dojo.
Yeah, from their dojo, but they just got out of class.
I mean,
he's the one taunting them. He knows where they go, where they're practicing karate.
I'm pretty sure this is where his mom works too.
Mm-hmm. Oh no.
Well, they come back and look at him. He's having a nice dinner with his mom. This isn't right.
Because he's taunting them.
Well, okay, he's having broccoli. He's having steak that's probably well done.
Is it steak? It looks like, I don't know what the hell it is.
That's steak, and it looked like steak fries.
Oh, that looked like broccoli, too, on one side, too. Uh-oh.
It looks like an upscale-ish type of place. In the Midwest, we would call it Olive Garden.
Yes.
Toronto Freddy says, actually, he just deleted a comment. A personal pan pizza from Book It from Robert Long. And then also, I'm Moretta's double in this. Okay, so playing for a Fluff is Mr. Miyagi in sub C. So we need to be on the lookout for that.
That's awesome.
So how'd you grow the goatee there, Flamethrower? Well, yeah, because you're probably thinking with something else versus thinking with your head. Danielson. That's somebody else's girl.
I want to see you guys try to explain this part right here. All right, he's casually riding his bike. His head's in the clouds. He's thinking about Allie and, other things that teenagers think about at this point. The sun's down. It's a good night.
Oh, it is, but the seed has already been planted in place. All right? He already started the chain the chain reaction to all this. So
look at these guys with their loud music.
So he instigated. He instigated it, and now Johnny Lawrence is just going to go ahead and try to finish this off.
Yeah, he's just finishing what Danielson started.
Right.
And plus, why is Danielson riding his bike? Okay, see, he could have just immediately got off the bike. He didn't necessarily need to roll down the hill.
Look, that's not right. What these guys are doing in this movie.
To me, that's being over dramatic by Danielson. And plus, why is he riding his bike in the middle of the night? I don't think that was very wise. There's crazy people.
Cardio, leg day. Eddie, I mean, he's getting his ass whooped, and he's reading how to learn karate out of books at this point. So he's got to work out those leg muscles any kind of way he can.
See, again, what Gabe said, he's got to learn to control his anger.
look at that temper.
I will say that's a nice bike. His mom probably worked a long time to get him.
Right? It could have been the Cobra Kai 5000 bike. Like, ungrateful. Well, because you created that situation, Danielson. It wouldn't have sucked if you just minded your own damn business.
Just send him back to Jersey.
I think I chalk it all up to he thought the Jersey swagger would have worked in SoCal.
No.
But these kids they know karate. They hang out at at the beach and stuff. So
because the West Coast is the best coast.
Yeah.
Well, it has to be something about the West Coast, though, because Will Smith went from Philly to West Coast, and that really didn't work out for him. He's just slapping comedians left and right. And then just now Danielson, like his New Jersey and charm is just doing nothing.
Fluff is saying he had 3 DUIs. He wasn't allowed to drive a car. Yeah, buy it.
Good question there, Brad, for Toronto Freddy. BrettMan, you guys need to do a UHF watch along. Yeah, what is that?
Oh, that's the Weird Al movie.
Oh, well, okay. I love Weird Al, so yeah, sign me up on that one.
Johnny's just mad because he lost his girl. Yeah, no, I agree. He's pissed at this point, man.
Well, we don't know what the reasoning behind their breakup.
What is fatigues with?
I can't speak for this fit. Up until this point, Daniel had some pretty good.
No,
he had some good fits up until this point. I don't know what the hell he's wearing. He just got it at the Surplus Army General store. He's wearing like a baseball shirt, a checkered flannel, camo.
It's just he's all kinds of messed up.
Yeah,
he probably has a concussion. I will say with Russo, he probably does have a concussion. Doesn't know how to dress himself.
He's at this point he's suffering from PTSD.
Am I the only one though that would prefer
the
brunette over the blonde?
Actually, in a way, I'll probably go for the brunette. Even though it's Elizabeth Shue, though, you don't say no to Elizabeth Shue. See, that's the problem, Danielson. Your way hasn't worked.
Way. You know what his way is? To pick on
Fun
Johnny.
fact about the actor playing her friend, she got hooked on heroin not long after this. Went to a house party at Rick James' house and fell out the bedroom window into a pool. So I think now she's in like a wheelchair or something.
Oh, God. Probably that's the last time she made fun of the song called Unity.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, but no, that's not funny, dude. I hope she's okay, but like wheelchair and all, I hope she's okay. See, this here, Mr. Miyagi, all he wants to do is cut his little bonsai trees. He doesn't want to teach nobody. And Danielson pressures him to teach him.
He's living a quiet life at this point.
Exactly, and that's what all he wants. And then Danielson just fucks everything up.
No, wow. Is karate Chinese or Japanese art?
It's Japanese. I mean, Mr.
It's Laotian. Have y'all watched King of the Hill before?
Yes.
Yeah, freaking Khan. So, are you Chinese or Japanese? I am neither. I am Laotian.
You know what though? It's a lot. It's the same question that we get. Like, are you Puerto Rican, Colombian? No, Mexican. Like, oh. Sometimes I get Middle Eastern. They're like, are you Middle Eastern? No.
Yes, I sound Middle Eastern.
Well, I used to have my beard a lot longer. So hang real low. They'd be like, are you Middle Eastern? I'm like, nope. See, Mr. Maggie's telling him, think about just the tree.
He's helping. Like I said, at this point, he can't even dress himself.
Because Mr. Miyagi knows that he has anger issues.
Well, he's not minding. Mr. Miyagi's not minding his own business, too. Yes, he's the handyman, but he's watching from a distance, getting in these people's business and stuff.
Because Daniel's being loud and, like, hitting up freaking dumpsters. Like, punching dumpsters and stuff.
He's got it rough, man, like I said. I mean, imagine you move to a new town, new state. You think I'm on top of the world. Everybody thought I was the coolest cat in my own high school. You move here, you're flirting on some chick. If things are working out, they're looking nice. And her ex-boyfriend comes in and ruins it for you. What are you going to do?
All he could have done is walked away.
Completely. You start doing air karate moves out of a book and stuff.
Go find myself a new girl. Okay, this girl has some baggage. I don't want to deal with that baggage. Let's go find a girl with no baggage.
Exactly.
Allie was for the streets. I mean, that's clearly a fact. But Daniel's he's all up in his own head. He was in a thirst trap.
And plus, I agree again with Gabe. Mr. Miyagi is just trying to solve his anger issues. He's not solving the Johnny Lawrence issue because he doesn't even know about that. But I bet once he is educated on that, Mr. Miyagi be like, "Oh, whoa, kid! I didn't teach you the freaking self-defense to use it against revenge." Because that's not what it's all about.
And going to like Cobra Kai, right? Miyagi, though, in a sense, there's a violent version to this, but Mr. Miyagi knew that Daniel didn't need the violent version to it, so he gave him the peaceful version of it, which is, and season 3, and it made claim that Like Mr. Miyagi didn't teach you the full Miyagi Do.
Right.
Like you got like the whole wax on, wax off type karate.
Even though I can't, like, this movie does make me want to own a bonsai tree someday. Even though I have no green thumb.
You got to start small with a chia pet.
Yeah.
I used to have a freaking chia pet. Like, I'm not ashamed to admit that. And I was pretty decent at it. Then I tried a real plant, and then that's when all hell broke loose.
I've always wanted one.
I think I even fed it alcohol one time, and I was done. Even though it's a shameful story, because this was how dumb I was in college, I thought it'd be a smart idea to take some apple seeds and plant them in the middle of the quarry of my dorm room and try to grow an apple tree right in the middle of it. And it did not work out at all.
So no plant, no tree, no little tree, no seedling, nothing?
Well, I think I fed it water for a straight month and nothing grew. So I'm like, anything you feed like seeds and soil and water, it should grow. But apparently I was completely wrong. So I just didn't deserve to be in college. But luckily I graduated. So, all right, we're at Halloween time.
Right. So, Johnny was there minding his own business. Just helping out with party decorations.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, listening to music, jamming. And see, and Daniel Russo is also supporting the San Diego Chargers, or the Los Angeles Chargers now, and I absolutely hate the Chargers.
Yeah, how do you get a Chargers? How do you get a Chargers jersey look worn out within 3 months?
That's the one thing I'm wondering about his clothing. Is he just picking up all his clothes at the local Goodwill, but in the clearance section? Was everything
has to be
everything with the orange tag?
Because he's from New Jersey, so you figure he would either be a Giants or a Jets fan. You move to California and you switch to San Diego, which is 2 hours away from Los Angeles. Instead of picking out at that time, 84 would have been the Rams. The LA Rams. We had a great team. Eric Dickerson was on the Rams at that point. One of the best running backs.
Listen, his mom's working doubles. They live in this little 1-bedroom apartment. He's got to be a shower head as a Halloween costume. He doesn't. His life isn't great.
Well, there's a reason behind the shower head. It's because he's hiding his identity because he's about to stir shit up. And like a coward, instead of just being out in the open.
To be fair, Allie's starting it up too. I mean, she wants it.
I know, she's a villain too.
I haven't really been seeing it before, but Allie is for 100% for the streets.
Mm-hmm. Who's she supposed to be for Halloween?
Kind
of has Princess Leia vibes coming off her.
Princess Diana?
Oh, no, Princess Leia.
Oh, maybe she's Princess Diana, too.
Oh, true.
And plus, earrings. Maybe she's Elsa.
Let it go.
She's from the future, isn't she?
Yeah, I mean...
She knew that Frozen was going to be a big thing.
It was going to be a big hit.
See, she's bad too. All Johnny wanted to do was talk. God, see, she's being a bad influence on Daniel Russo too. Oh, damn.
Listen, guys do crazy things when they're in love. All right. It's clear Daniel was, he's under the charm of a sociopath. Allie's pitting them against each other. I mean, there's nothing much he could do.
And he just got egged.
Look, Johnny's minding his own business here.
Yeah, say it, Gabe. Preach it, Gabe.
Look, he's minding his own business. He is just getting high. He's talking up. He's listening to music.
At this point, Johnny had this coming to him.
No, he did
pushed
not.
the kid off
He
the
did
hill.
not.
He's showing off his karate moves on the beach. He's showing off his
the hill.
bike.
The hill was final. Johnny's like, that's it. That's done. No more beef. He's out there chiefing it up, Cheech and Chong style. And here comes Daniel messing with this guy. Dude,
Daniel is a mentally broken soul.
When
at this
you
point,
are
okay?
a pothead, man, you're not looking for no fights.
You push a
chill.
man over the edge, he's gonna turn to drastic measures.
He pushed himself over the edge with his hot-headedness. He already put it in his head he didn't want to be in California. I hate it here. You made us move here.
He can't even sleep at night.
Daniel's a biggity bitch. That's what Daniel is.
He can't eat. You push a man too far, he's gonna go to
this guy's just rolling up his joint. He's minding his own business.
Yeah, like, and
Daniel's what happens when you push a man too far, right? I mean,
and like Gabe said too, like again, Johnny, like the whole heel situation, like you started shit at the beach. Well, I'm just finishing what you started. We were done. He didn't need to do that. They just could have gone their own separate ways.
Yeah, this is extra.
What kind of Spider-Man costume is that?
Yeah, I was like, was that Miles Morales?
Since when does Spider-Man look like this?
That's Wish. See, and he's running away too. Like, if you're going to play such a good prank,
right.
I would like.
If you're going to do this, why won't you just fess up?
Yeah, plus, like, Elizabeth Shue just tripped Johnny for absolutely no reason.
Oh, see, he stalled there way too long.
See, and look, he just caused.
He's in the middle of a mental breakdown. Things are going to happen.
No.
Well, we should get him help, and Johnny could absolutely give it to him.
You know. There's only so much Mr. Miyagi can do to help this kid.
And then let's see here. Flamethrower Flip says, Brett, you should have gave it steroids for the apple tree. That's what my college coaches gave me to get bigger. And then, what's up, Cody Snyder? What's going on, my friend? Daniel was minding his own business when Johnny sent him down that hill on his bike, too. No, we already established that Danielson started the shit on the beach, and Johnny was just getting even.
Daniel was just trying to fit in. He wanted to hang out with the cool kids in town. Johnny's bitter because he can't get any anymore. He breaks stereos. I mean, stereos, those are a big thing back then. You know, if you had a stereo, it was a big thing. And that's the equivalent of breaking an iPad.
See, and look, that's what Johnny said. You pushed it, now you got to pay. So I do not blame him for his actions here.
None at all.
Is he maybe doing a little bit of overkill? Sure, but...
This get him up here. He was already done.
Yeah, I'll agree, but you know what? Johnny is a human being, and we're not perfect, so he's probably just so mad he's not even thinking straight at this point, or it could be the joint talking. But so I don't blame him.
It seems like Johnny is a paranoid stoner. When he gets high, he gets very paranoid. He's very mad. Lets his anger get the best of him.
And then this should be assaults because these kids are supposedly teenagers, so they're not even 18. And here comes this grown-ass man.
And the rules apply to Johnny and Cobra Kai when he beats up the kids at the strip mall.
They do.
Yeah, I was like, I got no argument on that.
In the comments is Pat Morita's stunt double.
Way to go, Playflower. But it puts actually everything too. Mr. Miyagi absolutely has no idea that Danielson played that prank on him. If he knew about the prank, he probably would just let him get his ass whooped.
To humble him, probably.
Exactly. So Mr. Miyagi doesn't know the story. And I bet you Danielson didn't even tell him about it.
So you just saw Daniel was trying to climb over that fence, but Mr. Miyagi just unlocked the lock just by lifting it.
That's true.
Cody Snyder says, I still take Bobby over Daniel and Johnny. Interesting. Smell bad, heal good. God, he got his ass whooped so bad. He's thinking about what's still happening in the high school.
Oh, it was like 5 against 1.
Was that the first Spider-Man showing?
It might have been the first appearance of Spider-Man ever.
Movie?
It was this random dude in the bathroom.
Miles Morales.
What is inaccurate Spider-Man costume? I don't know. What happened on the set that day was the costume person was like, well, here's the Spider-Man costume. We don't have the mask. We'll just put a Zorro mask on you with a blue cap.
Why? Just do it, okay? You say you wanted to be in the movie, and this is how you're going to be in the movie.
You're Spider-Man.
You're Spider-Man.
Yeah, it might be the first cinematic appearance of Spider-Man ever on film.
Oh, dude. And what bad that's bad. That what freaking good.
I
real
will say this
Spider-Man.
though, as going up to Halloween costume shops in the late 80s, early 90s, when I was a Ninja Turtle, it was just a green cap, and that was just like it with like a shell in the back. That was a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle costume.
Which one were you?
The only one. Well, I always got stuck because I was younger than my cousin, so I was the purple. I was Donatello.
Nobody wanted to be Donatello.
Nobody wanted to be Donatello.
I like Donatello, so that's a great answer for me. So
I wanted to be Leonardo by my older cousin because he's the oldest. He got Leonardo.
Everybody wants to be Leo or Raph, and then if you can't get those, she's like, all right, I'll take Mikey then. Fuck,
because Mikey likes pizza. He's funny.
Yeah, he's funny. He likes pizza, and nobody wants Donnie.
No, the only reason why though nobody wants Donnie is, at least growing up in my era, was because he was purple, and purple was a girl color.
Even though he's like the smartest.
Even though he's like the smartest.
Yeah, he was smart. He had to beat people up with a giant stick, and I always, as a kid, grab like my grandmother's stick and go, "Wah, he!" Like I was so into it. That's why I love Donnie.
What was the worst costume you guys ever had for Halloween?
Oh, good question. I'll be honest with you, I can't think of one, but I have a bad story. My first Halloween, I was Spider-Man, and I didn't even get out of my driveway. I tripped and scraped my knee, and I just marched right back into the house and didn't go trick-or-treating that year. And that's how my first trick-or-treating experience happened. I've only trick-or-treated for 5 seconds.
That's terrible.
Oh, it's such a bad.
First grade. Bad. They met us all because it was a Catholic grammar school. There's a obviously, Catholic grammar school, Catholic high school type thing. But first grade, you had to be an angel. So I had angel wings and a halo.
I was Chucky Finster one year from the Rugrats. There wasn't many costumes left. My mom and dad always waited to the last second. I want Spider-Man. You can't have it. It's not there anymore. I want Batman. It's not there anymore. Chucky Finster. All right, that's it.
Who the
with
fuck
the wigs and everything? So.
Oh, they should be like, well, you're gonna be Chucky. Oh, freaking Chucky Charles Ray. That's so awesome.
Not that Chucky.
No, not that Chucky.
Oh, what was his name? Carl.
I think it was Charles Senior, right? He was a senior because Chucky.
Charles Lee Ray, but his nickname was Chucky.
Oh, we're talking about the dad from Rugrats.
Oh my gosh, the freaking
Chucky Finster's dad. Yeah.
I think because I think Chucky was a junior, so I think it was senior. Chuck was senior.
Somebody will correct us.
What's going on, Chad? I'm just putting a spoon because he loves to stir shit. What's going on? Flame for Reflexa. It's kind of odd that Miyagi is creeping around a high school dance. No, Mr. Miyagi was minding his own business. He heard some noise, went to go check it out, and he just saw Danielson getting beat up, and he just, instead of asking questions, he assaulted people, and you gotta ask questions before you assault people. A
lot of these old mythical, all-knowing guys know what's going on. Dumbledore, Gandalf, Mr. Miyagi, they know the truth. They no need to ask questions. They'll be there and they'll handle their business. That's what he did.
And then let's see. Cody going back on the Bobby here. If they would have left the scene where Bobby throws his belt at Kreese's feet after hurting Daniel, who could care about Johnny or Daniel? It'd be Bobby's movie. That's true.
That is true.
And then Flamethrower says, bullshit, he was creeping around his high school dance. Hey, maybe he just wanted the boogie too and do the robot.
Why is he holding that area?
Wait, why is he letting Danielson drive? He's probably still has a concussion. His second concussion in the movie, and
That's
he's letting
true.
him drive.
He's in
That's
no
not-
condition to drive. Not in his mental state.
Mr.
Yeah,
Maggie
and he
has,
doesn't know how to drive.
Mr. Maggie has like 5 DUIs.
Well, he's drinking that sake all the time too.
Hey, sake's good shit. I love sake.
Miyagi's like 6 of them every day. In too deep with those.
My man. Okay, so since the karate tournament's on December the 19th, would possibly this movie be considered a Christmas movie?
Sure. So
Because-
does that mean that Daniel learns karate all in a span of 2 months? 1 month, actually, because this would mean it's November 1st.
Yeah, like a month and a half.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Either Miyagi is a really good teacher. Like Miyagi has to be the best teacher of all time. Even though, again, Daniel won with an illegal move, but we'll get to that when the time comes. So
60 push-ups, man. I can't even do one.
yeah, me neither. I'm like, screw that teacher.
Well, fun fact, the kid doing the 60 push-ups on his knuckles, he caught a panic attack on set because Martin Cove was pushing him too hard. So they actually had to fire the initial kid, and then they got that guy instead, who's just a
Oh my
glorified extra.
gosh.
Yeah.
God, that's like, again, it's just like 70s behavior of like just movies just getting away with a lot of shit.
Yeah. It was a different time back then. There's cocaine on sets, Drew Barrymore is like 8 years old going to all these crazy, house parties and stuff. The 80s were alive.
God, I'm just saying, I would love to live in the 80s though as a kid.
Sensei Kreese is just a bad influence on anybody.
Oh, bad.
Just
Like,
a
and it
drunk woman.
shows right away.
He's bad news.
You did jump him.
Yeah,
I
of
disagree.
course Mr. Miyagi is calling Lawrence a liar because Danielson told him the wrong facts. Exactly.
Did you ever done any knitting?
No.
Oh.
Why do you ask?
Oh, just wondering. Seems something that you would like to do.
Knitting?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever
You
done
can
it.
knit yourself a sweater.
No. That's too much. You need a lot of patience for that. You need a lot of patience.
God, but see, Mr. Miyagi just like he could just live with Danielson and that'd be the end of it. But no, now Mr. Miyagi just signs Danielson up for a tournament that he is absolutely not ready for or mature enough to compete in.
Well, that just shows that Daniel how determined he was to win. Win at all costs.
But
that's why he's the best around.
what's the reason for him winning? What, in your
Self-respect.
opinion, what do you think?
Self-respect.
Hmm.
At this point, Johnny has pushed him. Like I said, the guy's on the verge of a mental breakdown. He's in the midst of it right now.
You know what? He needs to go see a therapist.
He does.
Work out his issues instead of trying to pick fights and get somebody else's girl.
Cody Snyder brings up an excellent point. He hit Johnny so hard in the chest, it blacked his eye. That's actually a good point because I don't remember Mr. Miyagi punching him in the eye.
I guess Daniel LaRusso is Pete Davidson.
And you're so anti-Pete, and you're for Pete here.
Like I said, it's a strange coincidence.
You're pro Kanye.
I love Kanye. Yee.
See, like Danielson's upset about it. Mr. Miyagi just put his neck out for him.
That's true. You have a point.
Ungrateful little brat.
That Cobra Kai logo though is so sweet.
It is so
is.
sweet. Even though a bonsai tree for Miyagi-Do is pretty sick too.
Yeah, but you see
Cobra
that
Kai.
Cobra though, and you automatically know what franchise it is, what movie it is. It's like
That's very true.
You see that Cobra, and you're like, all right, cool. That's Karate Kid.
Right.
Even though Eagle Fang is the next best thing.
I was gonna say the Eagle Fang is next.
Yes.
I wish that was still a thing. Actually, wait a minute, it still is a thing, technically.
Mr. Miyagi probably paid off the roughs of Daniel.
Oh my gosh, that's exactly what happened. Mr. Miyagi knew that Danielson has so much anger in him, so he paid the ref to allow the crane kick.
I'm telling
Bam,
you,
we just solved it.
legal.
It was not
The
legal.
only thing this movie did was give away the crane kick as a secret. That everybody starts doing the crane kick, and it's no longer like an element of surprise at karate tournaments.
I'm looking it up. The crane kick.
Yeah, we need to establish some rules here.
How many people do you think got hurt trying to emulate the crane kick?
I got hurt
at karate tournaments.
I will pull my hip if I ever try to crane kick.
I would honestly, I think the one that would probably work best would be that tiger maneuver thing that he does in part 2, where he's just like this. He's like hitting that dude in the face multiple times. That might work better in a fight, honestly.
Oh man. Here, let me check the chat real quick. Flameflower says Miyagi stole a belt at the tournament or at the tourney. He probably also paid off the refs. Oh yeah, of course. And then Fluff with what money? Yeah, I said Mr. Miyagi is probably not that rich to pay off the official. That's a good point.
He is rich. Look at all those classic cars he has.
This is true.
Oh, okay. You know what? He could just take some money out of his savings.
Plus, he was, if I'm not mistaken, he was in those Japanese World War II camps that they had in LA, and they gave back some money, some restitution to their families after that.
Is this true?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he was just a soldier or something.
No, I think that I may be wrong, but I believe from
This
what
is a
I
true
heard.
story because I've been telling fake stories the entire time.
No, I think this is a true story right here. Is that Mr. Miyagi was in one of those prisoner of war camps and that they had in Los Angeles back in World War II when they put all those Japanese Americans into prison.
Yes, I actually do remember those. I remember that history in World War II. Wax on and wax off.
All right, so I looked up the crane kick. So it is illegal. Basically, because at the beginning of the fight, the referee, and we'll hear it here, makes it clear that strikes to the face will not be allowed in the fight. And when he does the crane kick, it's a direct hit to the face, which is illegal. And the ref gave the point still.
Do you blame the kick or do you blame the movie's own logic?
The kick.
I would blame the kick. Actually, why not both?
I guess, yeah. At that point, I guess it's the movie's fault as well.
Which I've always said, you cannot kick somebody in a karate tournament in the face. They always made it clear. You cannot, there's no face hitting.
Matt Fauci, what's going on, my friend? I'm continuing the birthday week party, BrettMan. You one sexy son of a bitch. Hell yeah, baby. Yeah. Let's see here. Flamethrower says those cars are worth some serious yen. Yeah, see, that's true. And then Cody Snyder coming in the clutch saying Daniel's not worth one of those cars, though. You're damn right he's not.
And listen, Mr. Miyagi's thinking about it from his point of view, and he's like, I'm gonna put this little bitch to work. And do house chores, clean my cars, paint my fence, all these things that maybe I was
free labor.
Yeah, I was like too drunk. I'm like sitting around playing with my bonsai trees and drinking all day. I can have this kid doing all these things that I was supposed to do like months ago.
So we're talking about child labormen here.
Child labor.
Illegal child labor.
Yeah. It's the 80s. That's what we'll say.
Mr. Maggie's like, the white man put our children to work. I'm going to put this white man's child to work.
Oh my gosh. For the poll right now at 15 votes, Danielson 67%, Johnny 33%.
He's got the edge, man. It's called the Karate Kid, not the Karate Valley Kid.
But Johnny Lawrence is indeed the Karate Kid because he learned karate. Danielson learned Miyagi-Do.
For a movie called The Karate Kid, Johnny Lawrence is not in this movie much. He's not in the movie much.
Well, yeah, you can't show like he's like your hidden star, man. Like Hannibal Lecter, Anthony Hopkins was only in Silence of the Lambs for 16 minutes.
That's true.
And he was the star of the show.
So look at him. Look at Daniel. He is antagonizing him now.
Yeah, because he knows that Johnny's not allowed to touch him for 2 months.
So now look at him.
Well, his whole crew is just like completely banged up. You got Bobby in the Freddy Krueger sweater. And I don't know what the hell he's wearing.
But yeah, exactly. Yeah, and Danielson just walks away. Like, what a little bitch.
I'm just happy he's making better wardrobe choices now.
Who tucks in the flannel though? Like,
it's the 80s. It's the 80s. It's 84.
It's like high-waisted jeans with a tucked flannel.
Earlier, he was wearing, camo jeans and a flannel. At least now it's like these khakis, a flannel, and some graphic shirt. He's doing a little better.
He probably also is watching a lot of Walker, Texas Ranger, too, with Chuck Norris.
Sure, yeah.
Allie, you're just giving your number to bad influences. See, Johnny, that was a smart move of him to run away because I do not want a history lesson.
History was my favorite subject in school.
Oh, history was?
Yeah.
Nice. What kind of history, or just history in general?
History in general, world history.
Oh, nice. See, I've always been a big World War II historian. I love World War II.
I had a history teacher. We learned it was called Russia, Germany. And the class, all we did was watch war movies while this dude, he would just go golfing. Like he would have somebody else watch the class and he'd go golf.
That sounds like the greatest, easiest class of all time.
He was the best teacher and he gave everybody A's. And on the final exam, he just gave us all the answers. He would do it with us. And mind you, this is like a senior class. So like, that's all you did was watch like Saving Private Ryan and all these other great movies. And then he'd be like, oh, I got to go to a golf game, and that's it. I did love history just for that dude. He was the best.
Oh, man. One of the funnest classes I've ever took was a movie class where all we did was watch movies, and we wrote short essays about them. So I got to see movies like Citizens Kane, The Fugitive.
Yeah.
And also all great classics. I wish I took more of those classes back in college, but that was the one class I took. And I just loved it.
I think the best class I ever took was criminal justice. I had fun with that.
See, I wish I took that just because of kind of like what I'm doing now sort of ties into criminal justice. I wish, man, that if I could go back in time, I would be a criminal justice, either major or a minor.
Yeah, Allie's dad's wearing like a towel as a fashion statement. Like it's a scarf.
Well, I think he just came back from the country club, doing the couples tennis. Doing some lines of cocaine off his wife's ass,
They could even be playing a solid game of croquet.
It was probably croquet.
Yeah, croquet and hashtag, or it's a secret word for cocaine because of how similar they sound.
How embarrassing is it to go on your first date with your mom driving and then everybody sit up in the front row?
Well, he doesn't have a car, man. I don't even think he's got a license.
Yeah,
and he's just hanging his head down in shame. Even the dad's like, damn, this kid's a loser.
So where's that Johnny kid at?
Where's that Johnny kid at? That kid, he should be like,
Yeah, and then again, Cobra Kai. Who did freaking Elizabeth Shue hang out with more in that show? Danielson or Johnny?
Johnny. But
Yeah,
to
because
be
Johnny's
fair,
a fucking
Daniel
man.
was married. He was married. Happily married.
Well, I bet you. Well, a little bit.
Man, he's a babe.
Freaking Danielson was kind of cheating a little bit, hitting on
His
freaking
wife
Allie.
is a total babe.
I will say his wife, like TV show wife, is a total babe indeed.
It's definitely an upgrade from Allie here.
Ooh, see, I don't know about that. I'm just like Elizabeth Shue. She won me over in Piranha.
Oh yeah, she was in top physical condition in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
Just want to say our sponsorship with Pepsi has ended after this drink here.
Yes.
We are now being sponsored by Squirt.
Yes.
My dream someday is to be sponsored by White Claw, because White Claw, there ain't no laws when you're drinking claws.
Listen, I will say this though, right? I'm not much of a drinker, but you take some Squirt and some tequila, you have yourself a great Paloma.
Okay. Hell yeah.
I wonder at this point if she finds it sweet or if she just really feels bad for him.
I would say feels bad.
He probably smells bad.
I think,
you know,
I don't know, maybe sweet. I mean,
his mom had to drive him, and it's cute. I'll entertain it for a little bit, and that's why she ultimately breaks his heart in part 2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the other thing too is and some girls like to actually date the bad boy so they could try to fix him in a way.
Well,
I feel like that's what she's doing.
Both Johnny and her, or Johnny and Daniel, for some guy playing football in the second one.
Wait, I thought she left in the third one.
And in the second one, it's right before Daniel goes to Okinawa. And I know Cody's mentioning Komiko. Yeah, Daniel should have married Komiko in that one.
Oh yeah, I'm glad that they brought her character back too.
Oh yeah, they did a great job with bringing back all the old characters. Honestly, man.
Yeah, we just need to bring back the Hilary Swank one, and it's just a full completed cycle.
Oh no, you gotta bring back Jaden Smith too.
But how would he get back into this?
Oh, you know what? Perfect way. They could bring back what's his face?
Jackie Chan.
Jackie Chan, and be like Mr. Miyagi's brother.
Who lives in this other country.
Jaden Smith comes back, slaps Danielson in the face. Keep Mr. Miyagi's name out your fucking mouth. Flamethrower says, my son is in college studying the history of war. Hell yeah. Again, I love anything war history just because like hearing the battle strategies and all that with the wars, always very interesting to me.
Need to bring back Mike Barnes before anybody.
That's true.
Mm-hmm. God, this just brings me right back to Cobra Kai, season 2. Or wait, not season 2, season 3.
He's really insensitive to other cultures, isn't he?
Yeah. He really is.
Chinese restaurants, anything but Japanese.
But again, Mr. Miyagi is just humoring him and just teach him the right way.
He wants his yard work done. He's like, go ahead and crack the jokes. You're gonna be sanding everything.
And Burb shit on my car. You swipe that off too. And by the way, I had way too much sake the other night, and I threw up in one of those cars. You cleaned that too. Wax on, wax off, Danielson.
At this point, he's just being his gopher, his little bitch.
Yeah, I was about to say Danielson's being a little bitch boy.
But it's good. It's all for the better of him learning karate.
I will say it is my favorite part of the movie where all that comes together. And I never really thought of it that way before. I'm like, that is the coolest shit I've ever seen in a movie.
And I wonder, is this the scene where he freaks out because he's been sanding stuff all day and he gets really mad?
Yeah, I think this is where it all comes together. Oh, Emily Boomer, what's going on, my friend? Quick hello from work. Boom, it's Emily.
I think Mr. Miyagi had like a really good meal because he's like patting his stomach and stuff.
Yeah,
We ate, like you just ate at like the buffet.
Is this
like,
the one where
Golden
Mr.
Corral.
Mr. Miyagi like is drunk and then Daniel has to like fluff him up a little bit?
I think that's the next one.
Oh, okay.
See, he's got that toothpick game going.
He had a good meal.
I wonder what he
Secondly,
had.
really good.
He probably had some chow mein.
The 3 eyes.
Maybe, you know what? I think because they're in California, he had the In-N-Out double animal style.
Oh man,
That would
don't
have you
even-
like that. By the end, you're just like, man, those fries, everything.
Do you
on
know
it.
how bad I want an In-N-Out burger so bad with the secret sauce cover fries?
Oh, it's the best.
Oh, I'm lucky. I want one so bad. Oh, and quick story real quick. My grandfather used to be able to do what Mr. Miyagi does right here and catch the flies. My grandfather used to be able to do that.
With the chopsticks?
Not with the chopsticks. Like, he sits so incredibly still and the fly just rests, and then he can literally just move so slow and catch the fly with his bare hand. Chopsticks, now Mr. Miyagi is just showing off.
That's a Mr. Miyagi trademark.
It's Mr. Miyagi special there.
I
I
bet
can't
that's
even catch my food with chopsticks that I'm trying to use.
I don't know how to use them.
God, me neither. I try.
I try every single time. I try to use the chopsticks. I'm like, I'm gonna get it. I do like the YouTube tutorials, everything. Nope, can't do it.
I bet that's a CGI fly. That's the first movie in the 80s to use CGI.
Well, fun fact: this fly was causing a lot of trouble on set. He got into cocaine a lot during craft services. So,
I bet that flew him by.
Yeah.
I bet that's also the same fly they use in the 1986 movie The Fly with Jeff Goldblum.
It's probably Jeff Goldblum himself, honestly. Everybody, they got to start somewhere, man.
The Fly, one of the first horror movies I watched growing up.
Oh man, that's such a good one. That would be a good first watch. Such great practical effects.
It is, and like the effects are great, but it's just a sick movie too. Like it's one of those where it's just like, man, you feel gross watching
Gina
it.
Davis making out with the Fly.
Yeah,
That's due for a rewatch. It's been a few years.
and then that arm wrestling scene. Yeah, like, whew. And plus, what's funny? I listened to a podcast for Pod Mortem, and they talked about The Fly, how Jeff Goldblum. One person was saying that if you put Jeff Goldblum in your movie, you're going to ruin the movie. Nope, he absolutely saved the movie. So I just love that guy. Just got a taste of his own medicine.
Yeah, I mean, whenever it's something like there's certain actors, right, that you see that they're being billed, you're like, all right, I'm watching this. Now I think Jeff Goldblum's one of them.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he's so talented, and he's in one of my favorite movies of all time, Jurassic Park.
He's in. Mine would have to be Powder.
Ooh, I actually haven't heard about that one.
He is in a movie that I saw recently with Larry Fishburne. Well, Lawrence Fishburne now, but then he was billed as Larry Fishburne, and it's a undercover cop movie about L.A. drug bust, and Jeff Goldblum plays like this coked out like rich dude. It's a great movie. It's called Deep Cover. So that's one of my favorites with him for sure.
And Jeff Goldblum has that look to play in a movie type like that.
Yeah.
Too. I just out to thinking about it. So I'm going to add that to my watch list. And what was that called one more time?
Deep Cover, 1992.
Deep Cover. Oh,
It's actually directed by the dude, one of the guys in Predator, the original Predator. So it's a really good movie.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, see, what a bitch move by Mr. Miyagi. He could have done it one side on one day and do the other side the next day.
You got to push. I mean, he's got 2 months to learn in karate at this point. You got to.
He hasn't learned one thing karate yet.
And it doesn't help that Daniel-san is built like a frail 13-year-old going through puberty, too. Like he's got no, he's got to be like 90 pounds.
Toronto Freddy says The Fly is the very first movie that ever brought me to tears. I felt so fucking bad for him. Yeah, dude. That good point, because like you really feel for him by the end of the third act.
Yeah.
We don't get many like gross out body horror movies like that.
Wolf Cop.
Like
you haven't seen it. I've been talking about Wolf Cop for years.
Like serious like body horror movie. Can you think of?
Wolf Cop.
It's not. I'm not going to count Wolf Cop. I can't.
Because you haven't seen it.
Maybe Upgrade. Upgrade might be the closest.
I haven't
seen something
that.
like that. That's a great movie.
God, see, look at that. Such a bad attitude.
He's got anger issues, man. He's
yeah,
painting all day, waxing the floor. Mr. Miyagi's getting fat off In-N-Out Burger on the inside, patting his stomach like a king, eating.
No, I thought he was just doing Ubering before Uber driving. It was a thing.
This kid is just starving at this point. He's just like he's malnourished.
Oh, my apologies. He went fishing.
Down in Tennessee, you guys got this restaurant that I loved, Bojangles.
Yeah, we got plenty of Bojangles where I'm from. I think it's just okay, though.
Really? I thought it was like one of the, I would put it on top of Popeyes and KFC.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting. I don't know where I would put it. It's just because Chick-fil-A to me is just that much more superior than all of them combined.
Cane's is mine. That's Cane's.
I've been wanting to go to Raising Cane's so bad because I've heard nothing but excellent things about it.
But see, my issue with let's say Raising Cane's and Chick-fil-A is that they're one note. You're going to Cane's for just tenders. You're going to Chick-fil-A for the sandwich. What I like about let's say Bojangles, KFC, Popeyes is you could get a sandwich, you could get tenders, or you could get a bucket. There's so much
get fried shrimp.
There's true, and the popcorn shrimp. Yeah. Well, Cane's, it's like In-N-Out Burger. It's just like, hey, you like this? This is all you get.
Right. You
chicken,
like tenders?
The best chicken tenders ever. These are the best. You're gonna get the chicken tenders, burgers, cheeseburgers. That's it. But at least Popeyes and KFC, you're right. There's a variety there in terms of what they do.
Right.
Here we go. The famous training.
And as a kid, this scene blew my mind. This is like one of the most badass scenes in movies.
Oh, of all time. Like even put me in awe for the first time I watched it.
Okay, but did you notice he's like, show me wax on, wax off, and then Daniel went below the camera line. Showing him that's his wax on, wax off.
No, not down there, Danielson.
What is your ranking of the chicken sandwiches?
The chicken sandwiches?
Chick-fil-A #1, hands down.
No, it's Popeyes, unfortunately. Well, fortunately, it's Popeyes.
I'm not going to count the Cane's
good
sandwich, even though I love it. It's just the chicken tenders with bread.
Right.
But Popeyes, I'm going to have to go at #1.
Yeah.
Okay.
Popeyes is just, man, the sauce, the pickles, the spiciness.
I got no pickle.
Oh, I got to get the pickle. And
I don't do no pickle either.
So I'll do two things. I'll get the spicy chicken sandwich, which is the classic, obviously, or I'll get the regular and add honey hot to it. Both are equally as amazing. So it's going to stay as the #1 for me, personally.
Have you ever tried the Nashville hot chicken?
I did once. I'm not a fan of the spice.
I think I did try it. You know whose sandwich, at least when I had it, had incredible spice, but I didn't enjoy it? Was McDonald's.
Oh, McDonald's is last for me.
I actually like their McChicken.
The new one that they put out, right, in the aluminum foil?
The new one, I don't care about that one. It's just their regular McChicken's the one I like.
Oh yeah, they put out a new one that's like they're competing with Popeyes or KFC.
The McChicken is good for that. Well, when it used to be $1, then they would add cheese to it. It was like a game changer when you add cheese on it.
Mm-hmm. Oh
But-
yeah, especially if you do pepper jack cheese. That's my secret.
But their premium chicken sandwich is definitely last. And then I would put Burger King is hit or miss, and it depends on which Burger King you
Burger
go
King
to.
is dead last for me.
Same.
The one time I went to Burger King, one piece was raw. One piece of the chicken was
Oh.
raw.
That's a very Burger King thing to happen, though.
Right. But then I went to a different Burger King and I got it again. I didn't learn my lesson, but that time it was like super good. I was like, ooh.
I'll tell you the most underrated, underappreciated one. It's Wendy's spicy chicken sandwich.
Yeah.
Love their spice on that.
I just had their honey hot chicken sandwich. It's a really good addition. Really
I
tasty.
think Wendy's in general is very underrated, even for their burgers. Everybody talks McDonald's, Burger King. But
Yeah, I
Wendy's
agree.
It's just like right there with them, if not even better.
Sure, even Long John's for me is an underrated fast food chain.
Long John's?
Yeah, Long John Silver's. I used to have one, but they closed down, and I miss it every day.
They closed all the Long Johns up here in Chicago. I don't think you could find any up
None
here.
of them, yeah, they're gone.
Damn, that sucks.
They
Because I
tried
love
to
Long
save
John's.
them, and they would pair them up with like Taco Bells and like Long John Silver with like Pizza
Oh
Hut.
man, do you know what they used to do with mine? Long John's and A&W.
Oh, I miss A&W, man.
Oh, I still got one A&W, but I have to travel 30 minutes to go to it. But every time I do, it's absolutely delicious.
They took out the last one by us, right?
There's an A&W about 30 minutes from here.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Everybody keeps saying this, and I cannot find this mystery.
Because you gotta
A&W.
go to Aurora, the bad side of Aurora.
I swear to God, that location is closed.
No, it's open. I pass by it like at least twice a week.
And you
Oh,
haven't
am
even
I-
brought some.
Am I the only one that thinks of Hercules, the Disney movie, every time we see the logs in the karate? Or is that just me? I'm a Disney geek, so that's the only thing I think of.
Oh, the training sequence in Hercules you're talking about?
Yes. Right before when they show Hercules all grown up. That's the last
Oh,
thing.
I know what part you're talking about. Yeah. Well, Phil and Mr. Miyagi both look similar. So.
Yeah. I gotta mention Mr. Miyagi. 2 words. I am retired.
We just rewatched that for the Disney episode. At least I did. Did you rewatch it?
What, Hercules?
Yeah.
I saw it for the first time for our Disney episode.
Oh, wow.
Oh my gosh, it's so underrated.
It's great.
Because I love Greek mythology, so I loved everything about it.
I think I had an issue with it.
I think the animation's
what's
some of
the
my
issue?
favorite in Disney.
No, I think I had I forgot. I think what there was an issue that I had was with it. I forget what it was. Must have. I think we had a whole discussion about it.
Oh, I don't even remember.
Uh-oh. These guys are about to get fucked up.
So that W looks like the Washington
The Washington Nationals.
Nationals, but they wasn't a Washington Nationals team in '84
Oh fuck! Were they just pulling off a Simpsons move?
because it's the exact same W script.
Dude, that's scary.
Well, when were the Nationals a thing?
The Nationals became a thing when they moved from Montreal.
Like mid 2000s, I think.
Yeah, mid
Oh, wow.
2000s.
I always assumed that was the Nationals out.
Mm-mm. That's the exact same W. So great look, Cal.
Maybe it's a
Gabe.
Walgreens hat. It's the same Walgreens. Maybe he worked at Walgreens.
Oh man. Sorry, chat. Let me get to the chat real quick. Let's see here. I heard Titane is pretty gruesome. And Toronto, I'm glad you actually spoke about that because sometime in May, we're going to be doing a Titane watch party. It'll be my first time watch.
I've heard wild things. I've heard it's good.
Yeah, Destiny have seen it, and it's what we call body horror, I think. I think that's what her problem was.
Yeah, I've heard good things. Yeah.
Yeah, but she said like she enjoyed it. Then Cody Snyder says, I mean, I don't really see anyone beating Chosen now in the Cobra Kai series, but I think in their youth, Barnes would have beaten them. Man, Cody is a real big fan of Barnes. And then Toronto Freddy says, anything that has shawarma is my favorite restaurant. Anything Mediterranean. I've never really honestly had Mediterranean before.
Oh, it's the best, man. I love Mediterranean food.
It's all right.
But I'm such a picky eater, though. So I would take everything that makes it Mediterranean and just take it right out of it.
I think you wouldn't. I think with even like a chicken kebab, like pita wrap, I think you might enjoy it. I think most people like. It might sound weird, but it's really just basic stuff on there, like hummus, chicken, onion.
See, I'm not a hummus guy.
Oh man, then yeah, it's probably not for you.
Yeah, exactly. And then I'm also the asshole too that orders a Cuban but takes off the pickle and the mustard that makes it the Cuban.
Oh man,
just a handful at that point.
Yeah,
exactly. I'm the asshole that asks for that, and everybody just judges me, but I don't care just because I know what I like. So
yeah, like I don't do pickles or tomato on anything, but that's just about it. And I won't eat like some weird animals like lamb. Like I don't want to eat lamb. I won't even eat veal, and that's still a cow.
Or duck.
I will eat duck. Duck is pretty good.
I think veal is. Ain't veal deer?
The what?
I keep on forgetting what veal is.
It's a baby calf.
Yeah.
Oh, baby calf. Okay.
Like they don't let it grow. They keep it in a cage, and they don't let it grow just to keep it soft, so it doesn't run, it doesn't walk. Just so the meat can be tender. Up. Yeah, that's why I want. Like, I'll eat most any animal, but not veal.
Mr. Miyagi. Thank you, Cody. I just went and subbed to Flopbusters. Thank you so much, Cody Snyder.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
Oh, Evan Toronto Frey said also, BrettMan, have you watched Peacemaker yet? Actually, I'll be honest with you, that was supposed to be my job this week. I have not started it, but I'm hoping to start on it soon.
Great show.
And then Cody Snyder also says, dude, I used to live in Chicago when I was 22 and loved getting euros from the shop.
So there's a spot in Chicago. It's in Greek town. It's called Mr. Greek's.
Yep.
Oh my God, it's the best euro you will ever have.
My dad likes that place.
Yes. They used to be open pre-pandemic 24 hours. So you could go there anytime. I used to go there at like 3 or 4 in the morning whenever I had a hankering for a euro, drive an hour to this place and just order up a euro at like 5 in the morning. And it's just so good.
Well, a lot of these places are open like all night, like there. And...
Not anymore, Mr. Greeks. Last time I was there, they had a sign that said they were closing at 11 o'clock and would only be open 24 hours like on the weekends.
Oh, and Tony, I want you to pay attention here of how mad Danielson gets.
I'm watching.
He gets unnecessarily mad here. First off, how he gets access to the kitchen like that and nobody says a word. It seems like in every movie you're allowed to go into the kitchen of a fancy restaurant. That's
true, but also he's dressed a bit better now. This might be his best wardrobe choice. It's a safe bet. He's wearing a red jacket with white on white. They think, look, these are all rich people. Let him in the back. He's probably going to taste some hors d'oeuvres or whatever. They don't know he's up to no good. He's down bad. Now, I want you guys to explain why Johnny would do that. Why would Johnny do that?
Marking his territory.
Yep. It's like he's peeing on it.
It was an unwarranted kiss.
He's just saying Oh, okay. See, now that was unnecessary. That's assault. She should go to jail.
And he's wearing his beautiful white suit. Is now ruined with a bunch of spaghetti all over it.
Hey, Danielson is a New Jersey. He's an Italian, so that's not a disrespect. Let's say, here you go. Here's some free spaghetti.
It's a disrespect. When it's West Coast spaghetti, it's the worst kind.
What's West Coast spaghetti?
West Coast Italian food's terrible.
Well, what's wrong? Okay, wait a minute. Hold up. What's wrong with West Coast spaghetti?
The pizza's bad. The spaghetti's bad. The pasta.
I have heard pizza's really bad on the West Coast.
They get so mad at me when I say the pizza is bad in the West. When I moved to Arizona every so often, that's where I'm going back to. They get so mad when I say the pizza here sucks. And they're like, you don't know what you're talking about. But they're very prideful over their terrible food.
Oh, look, there it is here, Mr. Drunk, Mr. Miyagi.
Well, he's drinking for a good reason in the memory of his wife.
Memory of his wife, man.
Even though he just gave an underage child a drink.
It's the 80s.
It's the 80s.
It's the 80s. That's our excuse.
He's Japanese. He's probably thinking, at my age, I was working in like a sweatshop. So this kid's old.
I mean, there's no drinking age in Europe or like Mexico.
I saw when I went to France, I saw a 4-year-old drinking a glass of wine and he was smoking a cigarette.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
interesting.
No, back to Chicago. My dream trip to Chicago is to go to a professional wrestling event because I heard Chicagoans are the best wrestling fans. And then I also just want to get Chicago deep dish and go to a place where they serve this like pizza pot pie that it just looks absolutely beautiful to look at.
Chicago Grinder, that's the name of the restaurant. Now, I want to settle a couple things here live on the internet. Is that as a Chicagoan, the deep dish, we're known for deep dish. That is a very touristy thing to do. As a Chicagoan, I'm going to just go on record and say
it's a myth.
It's a myth. We as Chicagoans hate deep dish.
Really?
Chicagoans look at deep dish as something that we do when our relatives from out of town come and we're like, oh, we want to go to Giordano's or we want to go to Illuminati's. And I'm like,
it's true.
Jesus Christ. All right, I guess we'll go. Our pizza here is something called tavern style, which was formed in like bars, like neighborhood bars. It's just your regular pizza cut up into square with a real thin cracker crust, like super crispy. And the cheese is hot and like it's just stretchy and just a beautiful type of cheese.
In most places, if you do Chicago style, it's like giardiniera, Italian beef, sausage. That's very popular too.
Right.
But the tavern style, that's like the national Chicago pizza. I don't know why. I mean, of course thing. That's what kicked off is the deep dish, which is so hard to eat too.
It is hard. And like I said, I like deep dish. But when we order pizza, we're not ordering deep dish. We're just getting tavern style.
Yeah, I wouldn't think that deep dish would be good like for like a carry out or a drive to go or like a drive surface. I think like that'd be only like a sit down restaurant type of pizza to eat.
Exactly. Yeah. And like I said, that's when we take, our relatives from out of town when we take them to deep dish. So,
but do y'all know what I'm talking about on the pizza pot pie?
Yeah, there's a restaurant out here called Chicago Oven and Grinder.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I watch that video at least once a month.
There's a long waiting list to get there.
Yeah, but man, their food looks so freaking amazing with the meat sauce and everything. Like it's so beautiful to look at. I just love food. What can I say? I'm fat. So, trying to think. What about the Chicago dog? The Chicago dog.
That's a beautiful thing.
Oh yeah.
The Chicago hot dog is now. People are gonna say I'm crazy because I love good food, right? But here's the deal: is Home Depot in Chicago sells one of the greatest hot dogs in the Chicagoland area.
And it's actually, this is 100% correct.
For Home Depot?
Home Depot.
So
interesting.
Let's paint you a picture. When I was a kid, I would go with my dad to job sites. He's an electrician. And he would, throughout the day, he'd have to go to the pro section at Home Depot, right? Where you pick up material, they have it ready for you and whatnot. And right when you enter Home Depot, there's a little area, and it's like this little glassed out off area. And there's a dude in there making hot dogs, and there's racks of Vintners chips and Lay's and all these different brands and stuff. And the Chicago hot dog is it's onion, tomato, relish, mustard. It's mustard on hot dogs.
Neon green relish.
Green relish, nothing else. That's the Chicago on a poppy seed bun with Vienna beef hot dog, which is a Chicago brand.
See, that wouldn't be for me, but I know most people I know would think that sounds absolutely delicious.
Yeah.
I'm more of a chili cheese kind of guy, and with a tad bit of mustard, just enough where you just get a little bit of the tang texture.
So like Detroit, like a Coney Island, like a Detroit style hot dog.
Yeah,
that's me. I love hot dogs. So any like style, I'm cool with different like toppings on it. I just can't do ketchup.
Yeah,
Yeah, like ketchup on a hot dog, I cannot do.
in Chicago, that's a big no-no. It's
big
ketchup
no-no.
on the hot dog.
Mm-hmm. And then trying to think. Oh, lately when Pizza Hut did that Detroit style special, I've actually really loved the Detroit style pizza, where it's pretty much it's cheese bread, and then you put your marinara sauce on the top.
I do like Detroit style pizza.
It's
Mhm.
okay.
I think it's pretty good.
It's
But
bread.
nothing beats the New York style for me personally, where you could just fold it up like Sbarro's or just whatever you see the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles do. Like,
Oh yeah, the fold-up pizza.
Whenever I think
it's
of New York
it's so
pizza,
much fun to eat it that
I
way.
think of the movie Along Came Polly, where
Yeah.
Philip Seymour Hoffman is draining his pizza, and he's like, "Oh, this is the best part. This is all the oil." I like New York pizza. It's fine.
I watched this guy, El Presidente from Barstool
Yeah,
Sports, do the pizza reviews. One bite, everybody knows the rules.
The best looking pizza is from the Goofy movie.
Oh, that's a fact. Yeah.
That looks like the most delicious slice of saw
So-
in the history of saw.
It's funny because Victoria says that all the time about the Goofy movie pizza. We went to Disney last summer and we went to Blizzard Beach. And I'm telling you, the Disney food, it's not like the best food, but it's very cartoony in its presentation. It's like,
Oh, it's fun.
yeah, and it's fun. Like it's fun, good food. They have the pizza there that you can get, and the pizza straight up looked like Goofy movie pizza. And it's pretty good too. It's like really good slices. But yeah, it's funny. Disney really does know how to draw good looking food in cartoon form.
Oh,
Why is
gosh.
Mr. Miyagi wearing a catcher's mask like he was about to?
Because Danielson has those anger issues and he just
got
wants to
raw
protect
power.
his face.
At this point, it's just all raw power.
Let's see. Toronto Freddy said he helped build 11 North Wacker a few years back. He helped make components for the frames. That's
Oh, wow.
that's also that's
hell yeah.
real cool. That's really cool. I hate working downtown, but I do flooring. So if anybody sees some of my stuff, I do. We've done some flooring work in some of apartments and buildings downtown. Always hated working there. Traffic and to find parking with my huge work van is terrible.
Yep.
But it's always fun to go, especially in the summer when you're working downtown in Chicago in the summer. Oh, it's so good. You see the lake, the girls walking by. It's just a good time.
It's a good vibe.
Or
Chicago.
boys, if you're into boys, whatever.
Chicago and the cities.
I will fight anybody on this when I say, and maybe it's my Chicago thing, but Chicago is one of the most beautiful cities in the summer.
Yeah, that's what I hear. That's why I want to go.
It's a place to go in the summer. There's so much to do. You'll find something to do. You'll always be busy, but it goes by like that.
Yeah. We basically get 2 months of summer here. But I will pit our city in the summer over any other one. I've been to LA. LA's downtown is terrible.
That's true.
I didn't like New York when I've been out there, but our downtown area, I would put it up against the best.
Nice. Oh,
Wrestling
and
is big here, man. I think AEW AEW was one of their first shows they had was here in Chicago.
it was the second big show they ever hosted was All In. All In.
And then we had the first pay-per-view here too that they did. I've been to one of their shows, which was a lot of fun.
And that's what I want to do so bad. And that's why I was going to address Cody Snyder's comment. CM Punk is my dude. Chicago is his city. They love him. I met him at StarCast there in 20. Oh, dude, Cody, you're so damn lucky because CM Punk is my favorite wrestler of all time. And yes, Chicago absolutely loves him.
If you're from Chicago and you make the city proud, we will always support you. Kanye West, for example, everybody else hates him. Everybody else talks so much crap about him.
Chicago still loves
him. But we still love him. I mean, we may say it oh, you know what? Kanye is crazy. But
we love him.
We love him.
He made every summer Chicago anthem.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like Michael Jordan, he went to
Rose.
Washington that one year, but we absolutely love him.
Derrick Rose is another.
Oh, I love Derrick Rose. I just hate that he had all the injury crap because
Right.
he was like on pace to being one of the best point guards of all time.
And and even if you're not from Chicago, but you played for one of our teams and you endeared yourself to the team, we'll always consider you a Chicagoan. Like the 2016 Cubs, right? All of those guys will forever be Chicagoans. Javi Baez, all those guys.
Rizzo is like, that's the dude.
Right.
And
that's
he's
so
like from
awesome.
Florida, yeah.
Right. So like even the guys that play for the Blackhawks, like Patrick Kane, Jonathan Tays, like they're our guys. Like they could move on to other teams, they could go back home, whatever. They'll always be Chicagoans. Like we embrace anybody who works hard and anybody who puts in the time. If you don't act like a jackass, then we'll love you forever.
Hell, that's awesome, man. I wish more cities would be like that towards their athletes. Because like our big one for I'm around the Knoxville area, so our big pride and joy right now for wrestling is Bianca Belair, because she went to a high school that's like 40 minutes away from where I live, and gosh, we are so much in love with her right now because she's doing so well.
Yeah.
Oh, Mr. Miyagi, choose. All right, so question for you guys: which car will you choose?
I like Batman. I'm going black.
See, that's a good mindset. Even though, again, we established he does not have a driver's license, so this is very unwise.
I gotta go
reckless driver.
I gotta go convertible, man. When I was younger, I had a Trans Am with the T-tops, and to this day, I've been chasing that wind in my hair type feeling.
You should get the mullet back and then get a convertible.
Or we should just get him Christine.
Yeah.
Bring back the mullet. I already had the mullet.
A 1957 Plymouth Fury.
I had what was it at the time? A 2001 red Trans Am.
Oh, not nice.
It was like, oh yeah, it was beautiful. I wrecked it. I was racing a Camaro on a residential street, and it was wet. It had like just rained, and I came up on a curve going like 80 miles an hour, and I just lost it and started fishtailing, and ended up in somebody's yard. Broke a fence, took down a couple trees.
At least it was a fence and a tree versus the house.
Yeah, the fence. I would have hit the house if it wasn't for that. For those fences and trees.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. At least I'm glad you're okay. So.
Yeah, the car wasn't okay after that.
No, I wouldn't think so.
That's why I've never gotten another fast car, because I figure I'm just too dangerous behind the wheel. Even in my work van, which is like a Ford Transit van, I'm like pushing 80 or 90 on that sometimes.
Oh God.
Yeah.
So no Mustang GT in your future?
No, not at all. Like it's my turn to buy our next car for me and my girl, because and already talking about maybe getting like the Challenger Demon, and she's like, no. Like what? Why?
No.
We need a convertible. I think that's.
If y'all saw that green car at the very end, that'd probably be my selection.
The green car.
Yeah, there was like a green white striped car at the end of the road right there, and it kind of reminds me of a Miami car. Just add like a little strip of pink, and you're like freaking Miami, but in the West Coast.
Vice City.
Yeah, freaking Vice City, baby. Grand Theft Auto.
I don't trust Daniel with the car. So
Me neither. I wouldn't freaking ride shotgun with him.
He doesn't know how to drive.
Even though he was driving pretty good there,
He was going about 5 miles an hour.
Damn. The cold-blooded. Oh, shit.
He got a license, so you guys are talking shit, but he has a license.
As of like 1 day ago.
Yeah, my bad. I can't say that argument anymore.
Oh, my girl just texted me and said, it's not your turn next. You got the Impala 3 years ago.
Oh,
it's still my turn.
Damn. Oh, see now, Danielson is becoming the thing that he hates now.
Isn't he now Johnny at this point,
He's
right?
got some
Exactly,
swagger.
and Johnny is
Johnny was like, "Yo, let me talk to
He's got some
you,"
swagger.
and like John wouldn't leave her alone. That's when Daniel stepped in, and now Daniel's the same as like Johnny. Yo, let me talk to you. I want to talk to you.
But it worked
Yes.
for Daniel. He whispered in her ear real quick. He's rubbing her and touching her, and she's into it.
No, she has nowhere to go. She's locked in this arcade. With Johnny, she was at the beach. She could just leave anytime. There was wide open spaces.
Listen, it's the 80s, all right? Being on the offense was the only way to, I guess, get women in this era.
This is like the caveman. You just club him over the head and drag him
Yeah.
by the hair to the house.
Yeah.
Yeah, how much of a piece of shit are you, freaking Danielson? Even though she should be in jail right now for assault.
For assault, that's true.
Again, you should never lay your hand. I know, like, that was a forceful kiss. Again, Johnny's human. He's a teen. He can't control his hormones. God, I'm going to get kicked off YouTube. So, not seeing you guys. But
We should note Daniel's fit again. He's wearing very interesting clothing throughout the whole movie. He's got a cashmere sweater on, some sort of Oxford shirt under it. The pants are up way too high again. Corduroy.
ain't that not Johnny Knox? Or I was about to say Johnny Knoxville. Ain't that Johnny's jacket?
It does look like Johnny's jacket. Yeah,
Johnny had the red leather Michael Jackson Thriller jacket.
Mm-hmm.
This one's like a windbreaker, but it's still red.
It's like I can't afford Johnny's jacket, but let me go hop over to like Savers or Goodwill.
And he's been wearing the same Nike Cortezes from like the beginning.
Yeah. And right, Johnny's like on the scene with the new. He probably just got the new Air Jordan 1s. They were probably just had popped up.
This is 84. They haven't popped out yet.
His rookie year. So 85 is when the Jordans popped up. So Johnny's probably about to get those right now. He's probably rocking like the Magic Johnson Converse. And meanwhile, this kid is like wearing shitty Nike Cortezes.
Listen, Nike Cortezes, they're an institution.
No.
This is one of the most awkward kisses in film history.
Dude, he's like open, like full mouth, like on top of the other one. Like that's a terrible kiss.
Freaking goldfish. Wonk, 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 wonk. Oh my God.
I think the success of The Outsiders got to his head at this point. The cockiness is coming through pretty hard in the character.
Yeah, peer pressure.
Hey,
even he uses the excuse. It's the 80s.
Hey, it's the 80s.
And now he's letting her drive, and I bet you she doesn't have a driver's license.
And they say this excuse in every 80s movie, which is crazy to me that in the 80s they were well aware of them being in the 80s. Like, oh, this is the fucking 80s. This is the decade.
I think every decade had that issue, though, right? Because I remember the 90s better. I remember just being, it's the 90s.
But did you guys say it as much as people did in the 80s?
No.
Probably not.
No. But we realized we were in the 90s. Like, we knew that.
Yeah. I wonder if anybody's going to be, like, nostalgic for this time period currently.
Probably.
It's going to be strange.
I don't know if they're going to be nostalgic for a pandemic. Oh, man, I wish we had COVID back.
I will be the asshole and do say that I kind of do miss COVID for the empty theaters because I do not like people being back in the theater. Like, good, it's good for the theater, but it's not good for me just because I like the privacy.
Man, I see people say that a lot, but I feel like I've been blessed wherever I've gone to. I don't really have many bad theater experiences.
No.
I think in Chicago growing up, I would go see movies at like Lake Street and Oak Park, and people have a really clear understanding and respect for the movie theater. Like, for example, we saw The Dark Knight, and like it's quiet, but when they erupt in applause, it's at the right moments.
Right.
So standing ovations with Heath Ledger's name comes up and stuff like that. And it's still to this day like the same thing. Like when you see a movie, like nobody's really talking unless you're at like a really shitty theater. But I can understand. I know a lot of people feel the same way when they go to the movies. People are talking and eating, and all I have to deal with is that Nicole Kidman ad every week.
Oh my gosh, same here. Like, because I'm like, girl, we know.
Yes.
And I even start quoting her, going, because here, They are.
I hear that at least 3 to 4 times a week at this point.
But I told Tony yesterday when we were watching when we went to the movies last night. I was like, that's a very awesome pantsuit she's wearing.
It's very nice. It's stylish. Nicole Kidman is a very sexy older lady, so and it's a good ad. It's just you see it one too many times.
I think when you first see it, when you went back to the movies and you first saw it, you're like, all right, cool. This is a very powerful commercial. I get it. But when you go once a week or twice a week and you're seeing that commercial over and over again,
and the same trivia questions and the same commercials,
you're like, all right, let's move on from this. Like the movies have been back for like a year now.
So I want to hit you guys up with a couple of quick trivia.
Yeah, go ahead.
Moments. So I didn't mention this earlier, but Crispin Glover was up for the role of Johnny Lawrence.
Oh my gosh, I can't imagine being Johnny Lawrence.
Yeah, he was the studio pick for Johnny Lawrence until William Zabka came in and did his audition, and John Avildsen ultimately went with him, and he was the ultimate choice for the role. And the song you're about to hear, "The Best Around," obviously iconic song, right? Is a carryover from Rocky 3. Stallone rejected the song, didn't like it.
Yeah.
And they recorded Eye of the Tiger with his brother Frank instead.
Oh, okay. And I think I actually know what part of Rocky they borrowed from, too. I think from Rocky 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will say Rocky 3.
Yeah. Best Around was supposed to be the song of that movie. And it was going to play when he carried the title after Apollo, and there's a montage of him beating everybody. They went with Eye of the Tiger. So it's very interesting. A lot of the Rocky guys, a lot of people that worked on those movies ended up working on this one.
But that's so awesome that we at least got to what we call not waste them.
Yeah. Right.
Would you rather have Crispin Glover's career or William Zabka's career?
Crispin Glover, because I have Friday the 13th. I have Back to the Future. I have freaking Willard.
That's true, but he's also
don't forget Charlie's Angels with Drew Barrymore.
Oh, yes. Those movies are the best. He's a very strange guy, so I don't know if I want his career. He's very kooky. William Zappa is kind of in a bit of a comeback story, right? So he hasn't done movies like that in a while. He does the joke, the whole Karate Kid, Johnny was the good guy joke, and everything. And now he's got this hit TV show, one of the highest rated TV shows probably of all time on the biggest streaming service ever.
YouTube.
And started on YouTube, but now on Netflix.
I know.
But on YouTube, it was breaking records. And YouTube knew, okay, we love this show, but nobody wants to pay for YouTube Red. Let's not kill the show. Let's give it to Netflix. Which Netflix tried to pay the highest dollar for it way back when they showed that pilot, and YouTube ultimately beat them out. So it's kind of ironic that they ended up getting it anyway.
Right, and I'm kind of glad it's on Netflix and it's getting the treatment that it deserves.
Right,
because it is a damn good show.
Well, I signed up for YouTube for this, and
same.
I remember me and him were talking about how great this show was, and I even told my girl at the time, I was like, "Hey, we gotta watch this." She's like, "I don't want to see this." She's like, "It's on YouTube. I don't want to see this." And I was like, "All right, whatever." And a lot of people said the same thing. Oh, it's on YouTube. How good could it be? But we knew that the first 2 seasons were amazing on YouTube. And then when it got on Netflix, that's when my girl, for example, she's like, "Oh yeah," and then I guess the entire world was like, "Oh, now we gotta watch the first 2 seasons of this. It's on Netflix."
Yeah, that's what I did.
It legitimized the entire, Cobra Kai.
And I think that's where having that Netflix money is 100% how they were able to get Elizabeth Shue back too.
Oh, right.
I feel like the show definitely has a bit more of a bigger.
Silver.
Yeah, getting Terry Silver back, who is ultimately incredible in the newest season. For again another guy who's not in a lot lately, putting in an A+ performance.
Why does that dude look like that fucking dude from The Lost Boys?
He does look like
freaking Alex Winter.
Yeah.
Okay, he just kicked him in the face.
There's a lot of face
kicking in
the tournament,
and he didn't get a point. There was no point awarded.
Oh, but there we go. So Kicks to the face are illegal. Oh, boo-hoo. Should have worked on your core strength.
This goes back to the sweatiness of the 80s.
Yeah.
Sweatiness.
The sweaty theory.
Again,
The
Daniel LaRusso, if you guys didn't notice, he had like no nipple. Like very tiny nipples.
He's got the body of a 12-year-old boy.
All right, we're in the semifinals. Okay, yeah, and I love how they're saying that freaking Danielson's the greatest like karate champion of all time, where freaking Johnny has won it more than once. Even though I know Danielson won it in the third one too, but okay, that guy's an adult. Oh shit! Really? Oh hell yeah! Which side are you on with 20 or with 17 votes now? Danielson is at 59%. Johnny's at 41.
That's still a win.
I know, but barely.
So Johnny Lawrence had won up to this point the All Valley Under 18 Championship twice.
Oh wow!
Mm-hmm.
And he was at this point he was the defending champion.
But yeah, so Gabe, we're doing our job. We're converting some people into good old Johnny Lawrence, Team Johnny.
Listen, the movie speaks for itself. Obviously, Daniel is still the Karate Kid. No matter how hard you guys
He
harp
didn't
on
learn
him.
karate. He learned Miyagi-Do. Johnny learned karate.
I gotta get myself some of that Cobra Kai.
Mm-hmm. I do need to own me a Cobra Kai shirt. See, again, bad teacher. There's nothing Johnny can do.
It's part of it. It's part of nurture, man. He wasn't nurtured. Johnny wasn't nurtured. Nobody loved him.
I
honestly, Johnny, like I said, he was handed everything to him.
He was not.
He's got a sweet ass bike. He could get any of the babes.
Okay, but what did they say, right? You could have the richest people or some of the loneliest people. Why? Because they have it all, but they don't have like that love. They don't have like. That's fine. You have all the cars you want, all the bikes that you want, but if there's nobody there to share it with you, to love you for it, then what's the point in having all that money?
Look at this. You always got Bobby was not a bad kid.
No, again, just the teacher telling him to do something, and he was afraid he'd get punished, so he just did what he was told. Cody Snyder says Dutch Chad McQueen is Steve McQueen's son. Could you imagine?
This is true. Yeah. I just found this out like a year or two ago. I had no idea. But you could see it in the face a little bit too.
Mm-hmm.
To this day, sometimes I still go.
Well, there's this old guy in the neighborhood that knew karate. His name was Felipe, and he knew how to do that stuff.
Toronto Phrase says Miyagi-Do is karate, taught by the early teachings of Sensei Simpo or Shimpo.
Exactly.
But here's the deal: karate is such a offensive thing. Miyagi-Do is such defensive karate, folks. So it's not really true karate.
Does Toronto Freddy run through the 6 with his woes?
Miyagi's got better drip than Daniel in this movie. His outfits are clean; they're on point. He's either wearing a tank top, a sweaty tank top, or he's just a very classy outfit.
Who?
Mr. Miyagi.
Oh,
but Daniel can't dress himself because of all the PTSD and mental stress he's going through in this movie.
And the freaking concussions.
The concussions.
Johnny's the best wrestler.
Now a broken leg.
I think it's an East versus West thing. In the East Coast, maybe what Daniel's wearing would be very, very popular.
No.
But on the West Coast, it's not.
It's not popular anywhere.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
It's the 80s.
See, Mr. Miyagi, this is where if he really truly cared about Danielson, he take him out of the tournament.
Right. Instead of healing
He just
him,
pats him in the head and says, "You're still going to fight, you little bitch."
instead of him healing him with his supernatural
Cheating powers here.
Yeah, his like Eastern ways.
Even though that's what I did love in Cobra Kai is when Danielson did that, and then he goes, "Nurse." Like, I think that was one of the greatest jokes of all Cobra Kai. Okay, so here's the other thing too. Johnny feels bad for facing a one-legged fighter. So that's probably what threw him off this game in this fight.
He was taking it easy on him.
Yeah, exactly. Like he probably just felt bad, felt bad for him and just didn't want to embarrass him too bad. Just enough to where Lawrence can still win. And then, how does freaking Danielson repay him? He freaking cheats and uses the crane kick. Oh man, I can't. This thing is going to make me sick. And I know what you're thinking. Why did he shove him right there? That's just being called what we call a competitor.
Jordan knows about being a competitor. He got himself beat three times on last Sunday in basketball by this old man.
This is not true. It was a game of 21. That means the other person also got beat 3 times.
Doesn't matter.
And to be fair,
I
am the shortest of the crew. There's only so many times I can get to the rim and go in for the layup. So I really had to rely on that.
Okay. So he's saying the shortest, but I'm the oldest, nearing 40 here.
And he's using only post-up hook moves, too. You can't deny it.
I would know. I made shots. I was shooting the threes.
This is true. We'll see what happens tomorrow, too. You'll be entering my territory.
Oh, yeah. We got trivia night tomorrow, so,
Oh, yeah. Which I will be tuning in for that after I finish a watch party tomorrow.
It's going to be very exciting. What's the movie tomorrow for you guys?
American Werewolf in London with the Slaughterland podcast.
It's a good pick, man.
Yeah, it's going to be such a good one. If you all have not listened to the Slaughterland podcast, they do such a great job on their channel.
I actually have. I've listened to them from time to time. They're really, really good.
Oh, they're so good. And they got so good so fast too. It's amazing how much they grow.
They're really good. I also I've been telling Vic this lately. I really have been I've been tuning into Christian Hannahor's podcast he started up too. It's called You Need a Podcast or something. But he's another YouTuber that's really solid with horror movies.
Nice. I'm always looking for him, so I'm always searching for the next big one coming up. Uh-oh. That was an accidental punch in the face.
And that was a punch in the face, and there was no point. There was no point given. But there was no point given.
Well, why did he do it?
It was in the heat of the moment.
It was an accident. It was being a competitor.
It's the 80s. It's
Johnny
the 80s.
Didn't know. Johnny didn't know. Johnny's innocent.
Okay, what about freaking Johnny's bloody nose from earlier?
Johnny has daddy issues. I rest my case.
But did you not see Johnny's nose being bloody, and his teacher cares so much to tell him to sweep the leg
That's
to get
true.
even?
You just sounded like that song from Euro Trip. Scotty doesn't know. Scotty doesn't know.
Scotty doesn't know that Fiona and me doing it my fan every Sunday.
Those, you know what? Those soundtracks in the early 2000s with the
Awesome.
like Euro Trip soundtrack.
I can't watch this. I can't watch the
man,
cheating.
I fucking love this scene, man.
Illegal move.
Yeah, look, he
Illegal
gave him the
move.
point. What the fuck was that about?
American Pie.
And look, Mr. Miyagi is just smiling with pride, and he knew he cheated.
You watch Piswell?
You know what? Let me look at what this is, because this.
And look what Johnny is doing right now. Even though Danielson cheated, he was still a man and said good match and handed him the trophy.
He's a good sportsman. I have seen.
He's not a bad guy.
I have seen some of Pizza Well's videos, actually. Now that I'm looking at the channel, yes, I have seen some of his stuff. Listen, he deserved it. Pat Morita also got nominated for the Oscar for this, so that was well deserved. Mr. Miyagi is definitely one of the best big screen characters in the past, like 30 years, 40 years.
Is he?
It's got to be.
Hell
Or
yeah.
is he a product of the 80s where you had some like ancient secrets, immigrants be like your guiding and shining light?
But Pat Morita came up with that stuff. Pat Morita's, American Japanese.
Because you had the kid from the Goonies and the guy from Pretty in Pink.
It's the 80s. That's the end of the episode. It's the 80s.
Well, guys, that is a freaking Karate Kid. So what we'll do is I'm going to let you guys give your all's overall thoughts along with your movie rating. I will do the same, and then I'll let y'all say what's coming up on your channel, and then we'll get these fine people out of here. We appreciate Cody and Terrell and Freddie sticking with us from beginning to end. You guys are awesome, and for everybody else that's tuned in, we all really appreciate it. So, guys, I'm going to let y'all take it away. Overall thoughts and your rating.
It's one of my favorites. It's dated. I think it's so hard for me to give it a rating within the eyes of somebody now that can really review movies. I'm gonna give it the same rating I gave it when I was like 8 years old and watched it for the first time. It's a 5 out of 5 all day. But debate aside of Johnny versus Daniel, no, I love this movie. It's always a treat to rewatch it. So.
I completely agree. It's always a treat to rewatch it. It's a comfort movie for me. I remember seeing this as a kid. It never gets old. For me as well. It's just because it's a comfort movie. It's one of my favorite growing up movies. It's gonna be a 5 out of 5 for me as well. Maybe as an adult, and obviously the rankings are lower. It gets knocked down. But like if I'm rating it now as a 40-year-old man, I want to say it's maybe like a 3.7 out of 5.
Yeah, and that would probably be. But it's like, how can it's like asking yourself to take off the nostalgia blinders,
right? And you can't. And so I have to rate this as my younger child self would.
Yeah.
Some would say I'm still a child, so it still applies.
Hey, that's awesome, folks. So. You all would pretty much give it the golden reel. That's like our 5 out of 5 is the golden reel. However, I can't necessarily do it. There's some things where I just kind of question it. And again, I have to punish freaking Danielson with his cheating antics. So even though I absolutely love this movie is such fun. So I give it like maybe a 4.75 out of 5. So that's a very high Yippee Ki Yay. Motherfucker, that's what our 4.5 and high up is
great
called.
Rating.
Yeah, Brad came up with all of our ratings. We got Golden Reel, Yippee Ki Yay, trip to the Tosche station to get some power converters, Average Joe's Gymnasium, Smith's Grove's security system, and then of course our famous awful movie rating, dog shit from a horse's ass. So that's how we do our movie ratings over here. So, guys, what's coming up on Flopbusters? I know y'all talked about a big trivia tomorrow night, so I'll let y'all talk about that in more detail. And what else is coming up on your all's channel?
So tomorrow night we have Tony's challenging me for my title belt at trivia. He thinks he could take me on, and so I'm going to give him the opportunity. I'm going to give him, what he wants, which is a shot at the title. but we all know that I'm the people's champion, and so a jabroni like Tony can't take me down.
Yeah, so we have the movie trivia night tomorrow, and it'll still be the same show. We'll start off with the trivia, and that'll be fun. Victoria will mediate everything. She's come up with all the questions, so we have no idea what questions. Yeah, she's got over 100 questions over there. Apparently,
Nice.
all genres. We love all movies. It's so hard for us to just do. Let's do trivia on this or that because we literally watch everything. I have like a Big Trouble in Little China poster there, but then there's like other things from like indie dramas and whatnot. So like, it's going to be a really fun episode, and it's, we're excited for it. It's also going to be the last episode in a while. We're probably going to be on a hiatus for about 2 weeks, I want to say, because I'm making the big move to Arizona.
He's leaving me behind.
Yes. So
Sure.
the channel will be on hiatus for about a week or two.
I'd say about a week. I'm working on something for a solo thing. It's I want to say it's called a love letter to Freddie. So it'd be like a little clips to like Freddy Krueger,
like a video essay,
similar.
Video
essay.
Nice.
Yeah. So there will still be stuff up there, but the main show will be it's probably a week off, 2 weeks off tops, but then we'll be back, do the regular scheduled programming, talking movies. But that's our thing right now. Is pretty much the main show tomorrow.
Oh, hell yeah. That's awesome, guys. So, again, please go subscribe to Flopbuster and tune out to that awesome trivia. Especially, I'm going to be paying attention because, again, once we hit 666 subscribers on our channel, we're going to be Flopbuster and Good Real Hunting will be challenging the final ghouls to a Omen-style devil horror trivia contest. And so get us to 666 and we'll freaking make that happen. And so, Victoria, if you're listening back there, we're coming for you.
No, you're not. I got my trivia ready from doing 100 questions.
Oh yeah, yeah. So like, but no, I'm excited for that. Let me get some of these comments real quick. It's the moment of truth for giving it all. And then Toronto Freddy says, "I give it 5 crane kicks to Johnny Lawrence's face out of 5. Not cool, dude." And then I give it 5 cars fully wax on. That's awesome, guys. Great ratings. But yeah, again, all to serve for the movie ratings. For Good Real Hunting, what we got coming up tomorrow, like I said, we're going to do an American Werewolf in London watch party with the fellas of the Slaughterland Movie Podcast. Very excited to do that. And then Monday, we'll be releasing our The Lighthouse review. And then that following Wednesday, we're going to be doing a slash it out between The Witch versus The Lighthouse. And then that, not this weekend, but the next weekend at some point, we'll be doing the Northman review and a Robert Eggers movie ranking his 3 movies. And I talked with Destiny today. We are going to be rescheduling the Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed watch party to Tuesday at 7:00 Eastern time. So we have finalized that. And as of right now, let's see here. What's today? The 14th. So 15, 16, 17. Okay, so April 24th is what we're aiming at for Back from the Dead, the April episode that me and Destiny do. And then the end of the month, we're going to be doing one more slash it out between High Tension versus Identity. And that is what we got coming up on Good Real Hunting for the month of April.
Cool.
Man, you guys are all
you guys are all booked up.
Yeah, I know. Like, we try to stay busy, especially me, because like I got a lot of time on my hands, so I need something to do always.
Like we just go week to week. Like we'll message like, hey, what do you want to do this week for the episode?
No.
I don't know. What do you want to do? We'll just throw out ideas out there and be like, all right, sounds good to me.
Being like the Vultures and the Jungle Book. Say, what do you want to do? I don't know. What do you want to do?
Right. If you guys watch our show, Tony's more prepared than me. Like, not that he's more prepared. It's more along the lines like we both do the homework, but Tony gets notes.
Yeah, that's freaking Brad, because Brad always has the notes ready, and I'm just there just to
fly by the seats of my pants. I'm more of a, I watch the movies, I've seen them, I watch them all. Like whatever it is I got to do for homework, I do it. But then when we come on the show, I have no notes. Like everything's just off the top of my head.
You and me both, because I feel like that's like a natural flow to it. So you never know what happens.
Yeah, that's how I feel. It's more natural. I'm not like, if I'm reading something, I go over my words a lot. I'm just like, you know what? I'm just gonna go off my head.
Hey, there you go. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. And to finish off these comments, Cody Snyder says, "I love the Final Ghouls, ladies." Yes, we love them too, and we're so excited for them to do something on their YouTube channel. I'm sure that's coming up soon. So be sure to go subscribe over to their YouTube channel and stay up to date with their Twitter and their Instagram for all the news of when their live shows are going to be. And then Teron Freddy, we'll leave it with him saying, "I can't wait to hear your thoughts on Peacemaker, BrettMan." Yes, I will try to start it tomorrow just for you, Teron Freddy. So, guys, with that, do you have anything else left to say before we get out of here?
No, man.
Oh, we're good.
Thanks for having us on.
Thank you for having us on. Appreciate it.
Hey, no, absolutely, guys. Thank you so much for coming on. Big honor to have you guys on, and I can't wait to have you guys on again for that trivia night once we hit 666 subscribers. That's going to be a lot of fun. So, guys, I will see you all tomorrow for American Werewolf in London with the Slaughterland podcast, and see you guys later.